Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital, Pilot Point, has been caring for animals around the Pilot Point area for the past 30 years. Large and small pets can expect a quality experience unmatched by other clinics. Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point offers all the services you expect from your veterinarian. They provide preventative care, which includes vaccinations, flea, tick, and heartworm prevention. They also provide sick animal care, surgical, and dental needs with their full-service lineup. Good luck to the Bearcats this season from Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital in Pilot Point, where pets are family. Welcome, everybody, to Bearcat Insider. You're listening to our 52nd podcast, and this is going to be the Jim Ned Scouting Report.
Yes, sir.
I'm Chance Kirby. I'm with everybody's favorite assistant coach, Travis Marsh. And get us into it, Coach. Give us an overview first. Who are we facing?
Well, we're facing Jim Ned. They are, I do believe, 12-1 on the season. They had an early season. No, they're not 12-1 because they didn't play a couple games. They're a one-loss football team.
Yeah, I saw they had a 1-0 win, which is an impossibility if you play the game. So
yeah, no, they had a couple forfeiture wins, but they lost early in the year to Ballinger in week 1, and ever since then, they are undefeated.
Well, and you say we're playing Jim Ned. Well, where is Jim Ned, and who is Jim Ned?
Well, give me 1 second. Let's make a phone call. Hey, what's up? This is Chance Kirby and Travis Marsh, the Bearcat Insider.
How are you guys doing on this fine morning?
We're doing good. How are you doing, Caleb?
I'm doing good.
All right, so we're coming back to the Philadelphia connection here to learn a little bit about Jim Ned, and so Chance just posted the who are they and where are they question, and we know no better person to go to than you.
Well, Caleb, unbeknownst to me, I just found out we're playing Jim Ned, and the first question I had was, who are they and where are they?
Yeah, so, I think this is one of those interesting opportunities because who are they is actually a person this time, because Jim Ned is an actual person, and we're going to talk about who actually Jim Ned is. But Jim Ned is actually in a town called Tuscola, Texas. It's a small town in Taylor County. It's got about 740 people in it, and it's 220 miles west of Pilot Point. So again, if you were to drive west, you'd hit Tuscola, Texas, and you'd hit Abilene, and then you'd have to go about 18 miles south to get to Tuscola.
So odds are, not to interrupt, but that's what I do. Unlike Clyde and Shallowater, let me back that up. Unlike Clyde and Bushland, we probably haven't driven through that and been unaware. Sounds like you have to go to Tuscola to get there.
100%. If you're not looking for it, you probably wouldn't find it, and I'm sure the people there are great. I'm sure it's a wonderful little town, but there's not really a whole lot of reason to go there otherwise.
Okay.
So yeah, you're exactly right. So, but it's interesting because Tuscola it's an Indian word, and you'll get a lot of Native American references throughout this. Who are they? Because Tuscola, depending on who you talk to, it could mean like warrior yell. It can mean warrior people, or it can mean warrior prairie. So Tuscola is has a basis in Native American culture. We'll get a little bit deeper into that, but it was started in 1898 by a guy named Clarence Cash, and he got there and set up shop and kind of created a little town. And in 1899, Tuscola became actually like a real town. It got a post office. And then by 1912, they built their first school, had an auditorium. It was like a small 2-story building. It had about 300 residents. And, just so we're clear and we cover all the bases here, they had 4 churches. They had public school facilities. They actually had, I don't know why it lists this, but they had 2 fraternal organizations, then also businesses and a newspaper. So by 1913, Tuscola really had become a town.
Fraternal organizations, I'm thinking that would be like Elks or Kiwanis or something like that.
Yes, exactly.
They probably have a Masonic Lodge.
They probably do, something like that. But, it was about 300 residents then, but it's up to 742 people in Tuscola now. So you're probably asking yourself, well, how does a town with just 742 people, have a school the size that could play Pilot Point in the playoffs? And that's because it was an area. So Taylor County had been there's a place called Jim Ned Creek that runs through 3 towns, and those towns are Tuscola, Buffalo Gap, and Lawn. And those make up what's called the Jim Ned Valley, and they are also what makes up the Jim Ned Consolidated Independent School District. So it started out as Tuscola High School, then in 1948 became South Taylor High School, and then in 1957 finally became what we know now as Jim Ned High School.
Now, for the general listener that's out there, who's somebody that they can relate to or know that is attached to Jim Ned?
Well, there are two people that are attached to Jim Ned. One, I think everybody probably knows it, follows football, especially college football at all, and that's Colt McCoy. He actually made an appearance last night for the New York Giants. He plays for the Giants now, but he became more or less a household name playing at University of Texas. And his dad was actually the coach at Jim Ned at the time he played at Jim Ned, and then went on to UT. So that's probably
How did his last game at UT go? Do you remember?
It didn't go so great.
No.
For him or the Longhorns. Yeah.
Oh no!
If you lose in the national championship game,
that means you're just like Bailey. You didn't win it.
Wow.
I stole your thunder.
I disagree.
I'm sorry, Caleb. We digress. Go ahead. I apologize.
It's quite all right. To be fair to Colt, he didn't get a chance to finish the game. So, we don't know how that would have played out had he been healthy.
That's true.
Cowboy quarterback Garrett Gilbert came into the game.
That's right.
And Colt McCoy did have a fantastic college career, to be envied by most.
Yeah, and then, there's another really interesting football player that I learned about. I'd never heard of this guy. Other people may have, but I hadn't. His name is Ed Sprinkle.
Oh, Mr. Sprinkle? Come on now.
But Ed Sprinkle, he played for the Chicago Bears in like the 40s and 50s. He actually played 12 seasons in the NFL.
Okay.
And he's known as the meanest man in pro football. That was his nickname.
Oh my gosh. And he doesn't have any grandkids on the team, does he?
No, he does not. He went to Hardin-Simmons, and then he went to the Naval Academy, and then he got signed by George Halas to play for the Bears. So,
well, there you go.
I know both of you guys are really into Madden. Do they have historical teams? Maybe y'all need to give him a try and see.
Oh man, sprinkling a little Ed Sprinkle. I think that might be worth it. Yeah. So no, I don't know if they have that, but he's also known as the Claw. So he sounds like a pretty cool guy.
This is the most interesting man in Jim Ned. Sorry, Colt.
This is slowly becoming like the WWF.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry,
I
the
thought
WWE.
So too. The more I read about Ed Sprinkle, the more I was like, I kind of agree with you. I was more like Colt McCoy. Let's talk about Ed more. This guy's interesting. So speaking of names, though, let's get to the part where we find out who Jim Ned is, because this is the whole thing: is who are they? And Jim Ned is actually a person. And Jim Ned is he was a Delaware Indian chief, so he was a Native American, and he actually had a village around Whitney and Hillsboro, and then he became I guess like a spy more or less for the Texas militia, and he was helping them I guess probably fight off some of his own people as far as Native Americans go. But he is named the town is named after this Indian chief. So I guess this is why they're the Jim Ned Indians, I would assume. But that's where the name Jim Ned comes from. So,
well, there you go. The more you know.
Yep. The more you know.
Well, and you've just made it personal now, because now I feel like I'm having to compete against probably the ghost of Ed Sprinkle at this point.
That's right.
And so, well, very good. Well, if for some reason Colt McCoy listens, we'd love to have you on. Maybe you can be on the Jim Ned postgame show, Colt. And I promise I won't talk crap to your face, because I'm not. I don't have the guts to do that.
I think he's busy right now.
He's a little busy, yeah.
Well, Caleb, very good. Thank you for enlightening us all about a little Jim Ned trivia. Well, good deal.
Yeah.
Well, we sure appreciate you, and I love you. I can't speak for Chance, but I do love you.
Hey, love you too, Chance. Love you too.
Hey,
y'all have a
love
good day,
everywhere.
All right? It was
All
fun
right.
being on again. Thanks, guys.
See you, bro.
Talk to y'all later.
Bye. All right, so now that we know all about Jim Ned, let's talk about what happens when Jim Ned has the football. Cat fans, one thing that I love about walking into the field house is looking at all the old pictures that you have from years past and being able to relive the history of those great teams. And I love walking through with my sons and showing them a picture and saying, man, look at that guy, and telling them a story about a great play. And you can have the same opportunity to do that with your family by using Ashley Marsh Photography to capture your family's great memories. Seeing those pictures of your family will allow you to talk to your kids or your grandkids and tell great stories about things that you've done or things that you've seen or just funny memories that you might have. So if you ever want to document your family's history, please contact Ashley Marsh Photography. You can find her on Facebook, on Instagram using Ashley Marsh Photography, as well as her website, ashleymarshphotography.com.
Located in Pilot Point, Texas, the Chandler family has been making custom cabinets for over 40 years. As a team, Chandler Cabinets is committed to designing and building the perfect cabinets for you. They will make the process comfortable and stress-free by personally guaranteeing a superior product built on the standard of superior craftsmanship and immaculate customer satisfaction. From concept to completion, perfect form and function. Chandler Cabinets is an award-winning company with a reputation for consistent innovation at the highest level of design. You can find more information on Chandler Cabinets at chandlercabinets.net or on their Facebook page, Chandler Cabinets. Chandler Cabinets, 40 years of excellence.
So when Jim Ned has the football, number 5 is alive, because Xavier, oh man, I'd be lying if I knew exactly how to pronounce his last name, but his first those lines.
You've always say numbers. Why change now?
So number 5, he's the real deal. He's a heck of a running back. They're going to find multiple ways to get him the ball, and they excel on the strong back of number 5. The quarterback is a solid quarterback. He throws a good ball for sure. That's number 11. His favorite receiving target is number 2. Who's a fantastic receiver, does a good job getting open, makes tough catches. He made a tough catch on a slant to kind of seal the Brock game, and then he made another tough catch on a slant in the Paradise game where he had traffic all around him and people all over him, and he pulled it in at a very clutch time. So you can look for big things from number 2.
What did it's been a long time, but I know you'll remember better than me. Number 5 was pretty solid last year when we played them, and then there was also a number 7 that I assume graduated.
This year's number 5 is last year's number 7.
Oh, great! It's the same guy.
Yeah,
okay.
same guy. And so he's pretty good. He brings a little bit of a different skill set to the table than number 5 did last year. Number 5 last year was a very one cut and he was gone type of running back. He had exceptional speed, and that's not to take anything away from the 2020 version of number 5. But I don't see 2020 number 5 having the same home run speed that last year's number 5. But he is a load, and he's a good running back. He has fantastic vision. He can make you miss, and he has enough speed, though, to be very dangerous in the open field.
I haven't watched any game film, but sad for you, I did watch last year's game, so I feel like I have some. They ran some a lot of Wildcat, if I remember last year. They still do that?
They do. That was part of the key to the Brock game was being able to run the Wildcat. Now they did beat Brock 19-16. They were up 16-0 at halftime. But they only scored one offensive touchdown. They had a safety They had a field goal, and then they had a kickoff return off of the free kick following the safety. They had about 170 yards of total offense against Brock. And so, there is hope, except for the whole thing that they beat a team by 3 that beat us by 40.
Yeah, this team ain't no joke.
Not at all.
They
find a way to win. That's what Jim Ned does. They're survivors.
They just beat the team that did hang 66 on us 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So anyone that is out there thinking, "Oh well, Brock's out of the way.
Oh.
Here we go."
Somebody had to beat Brock to get Brock out of the way, and we got him.
That's true, and that's who we're playing. And
Yep.
they are not someone to be taken lightly.
No, not at all. But you respect all, and you don't take anything away from them. But you fear no one.
Oh, we'll be there Thursday night at 7.
Yeah,
We're gonna show up.
Yeah, and that's the thing that people have to understand is, man, I respect the crap out of what Coach Fanning and his staff and those kids are doing over at Jim Ned. It's impressive. They have an impressive resume. But I mean, we just got to go get in a fight with them. And when you get in a fight with someone, there's no rules. Now, obviously, there's rules in a football game because I'm sure the referees will be there to enforce them. But luckily, Coach Fanning, he gets along with the referees about as well as I do. We'll go out there and we'll give it our best shot. But their offensive line is good. They're obviously they're well coached and they're big. So our work's cut out for us whenever they have the ball, and we have to be ready. And at this point in the game, you got to be ready for anything. Is it going to be a reverse pass? Is it going to be the belly bum like what the Washington Redskins did on Thanksgiving Day to the Cowboys? Is it a toss pass? Something's going to happen, and we just have to be ready. And then, like what we've been saying it feels like forever, they're going to make plays. How do we respond to them making plays is what's going to come down to.
When you get to this round, everybody's good.
Yeah, there's not a bad team out there.
Helsel Barbershop and Salon and Southern Junkies has been home of the Bearcats since 1973. Whether you are looking for a classic crew cut or the perfect game day outfit, we have you covered. We carry a few fan favorite brands including Hey Dude Shoes, Judy Blue Jeans, Z Supply Clothing, and Orleans Candle Company. Come check us out on the north side of the square in downtown Paula Point or online at www.southernjunkies.com, and that is junkies with a Z. And don't forget, go Bearcats!
There is no better source for local news than the Pilot Point Post-Signal. Pilot Point Post-Signal has been covering Pilot Point since 1878, providing award-winning, top-notch coverage of Pilot Point and the Pilot Point Bearcats. You can start your subscription today by going to postsignal.com and signing up for their special, which is 2 months free of the digital and print copy, or you can call their phone number at 940-686-2169. The Pilot Point Post-Signal, the best source for local news.
Now, whenever they are on defense, okay, they're an exceptionally good defensive team. They can stop you. They have a very disruptive defensive line. They run a 3-man front. Very, very good up front. Those three cats, numbers 32, 55, and 61, do a fantastic job from the down lineman position. And they have, number 5. He's going to be the man on offense. He's also the man on defense. He plays a linebacker for him, and he's very active. Makes a lot of plays all over the field. And then his partner in crime there in the middle is number 40. And, he's a good football player as well. Now, not to take anything away from anybody else that plays on that team, but whenever I was watching that Brock game, number 14 at safety is a ball player. He is extremely good. And then his safety partner back there is number 8, and he's a fantastic safety. And they have 2 really good corners, number 2 and number 1. And so our work's cut out for us. They do a good job. They don't blitz a whole lot. They get enough pressure with their front that they don't have to blitz as often as some teams do. And they're well coached. They're sound defensively. They adjust. They give you enough variety to make life difficult for you, for sure. And so it'll be interesting.
Well, to bring it back to something that those of us in Pilot Point may understand or relate to, what kind of game obviously they had to contain Cash or they wouldn't have won. What did Cash do against them?
I don't know if Cash's statistics I know he had on their first or second drive, he had about a 60-yard touchdown called back because of holding on their third or fourth offensive play. He ripped off a 45-yard run, so he had some success. And Brock had about 300 yards of total offense. And so there's opportunities for success, but the thing is you have to capitalize on them because it's not going to be a consistent thing. They do a really, really good job. And, the thing is, though, it's like what I said before about the Incredible Hulk of the Avengers dropped that wild card of we have a Hulk. Well, we have a Max, and we have an Ish, and we have a Jay, and we have an Avery, and an Aston, and an Aiden, and an offensive line that's, paving the way for a whole lot of really good stats. I can't help but think that everything isn't just awesome in the Jim Ned coach's office either. We have some problems that we can give people, and they're going to have to do a heck of a job to beat us. I know I talk about Coach Fanning. I worked for Coach Fanning in ERA, and that is he's a good football coach for sure. He's an excellent head coach, but more importantly, and from personal experience, he's an excellent man. He's a good man. And so anytime that we have a chance to go against, me personally, go against him, I know what the product is that we're going to get in return. And he's worked his tail off with his staff to get that team ready. And so, we have to be ready for anything, for sure.
Since 1983, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency has been covering the insurance needs of Pilot Point. Regardless of what that need may be, they have you covered, offering homeowners, auto, life, farm and ranch, and commercial. Give them a call at 940-686-2692. That's Germania Insurance, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency, located just north of the town square at 211 Scott Lane in Pilot Point, Texas. Scott Walker Insurance Agency, always there to help.
We want to wish our varsity cheerleader, Abby, a great senior year. Love Mom, Dad, and Michael.
Hi, I'm Greg Pelzel. Here at Pelzel Printing, we do custom embroidery, custom screen printing, and promotional product. You can reach Greg Pelzel at 940-453-5443. Go Bearcats.
PilotPointBearcats.com. We'll have the radio call and everything like that. But, man, it is awesome to have Bearcat fans in the seats. It really is. There's nothing.
Yeah, we're making a lot of noise Friday.
Man, I'm telling you, and that is awesome, and we appreciate that. And we don't get to say that enough. How much we appreciate the support, and how much the kids feed off of it, how much the coaches feed off of it, and so I know it's weird being a Thursday night game, but if there was ever a time, Bearcat fans, to burn the midnight oil on a weeknight, man, this Thursday is it. At 7 o'clock at Tarleton.
They still had rooms at the Best Western when I got mine.
And win, lose, or draw, I'll be at junior high basketball practice at 6:30 the next morning. And so, it's worth it, though. It's worth it for the Friday night game, but it's worth it for those junior high kids. Anytime you're playing football in December, it is extremely exciting. And, you're looking at it now, and we're going to be kicking off on December 3rd on Thursday. And then I do believe the state championship game is December 17th at 7 p.m. And you never want to look ahead, and you never want to say, oh, well, after we beat Jim Ned, this and that. But, man, you have to keep the big picture in mind. You have to remember why this game is so important because of what's on the horizon. So, December football is awesome, and we're super excited to be here and to have the opportunities that we do.
And yes, don't look ahead, but you always want to know what is in the immediate future. If we win, the winner of our game will play the winner of the Malakoff Mount Vernon game, and they're playing Friday night on the 4th at 7 p.m. at Hanby Stadium. I don't know where that is. Do you know where Hanby Stadium is?
I want to think it's in Mesquite, but I don't know.
It is in Mesquite. I just found it. So there you go.
Oh, very
in
good.
Mesquite. So hopefully that's something that we have a great interest in on Friday night.
It'd be really nice to go scout a game.
Yeah.
I'd love it. But, got to take care of business against the old Jim Ned Indians first and see what happens. And we are the home team. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Like I said, it's super exciting, and we can't wait, for the opportunity. And as always, a big thank you to our sponsors, Chandler Cabinets, Ashley Marsh Photography, the Pilot Point Post Signal, Dana Walker with Germania Insurance, Southern Junkies, and last but not least, Pelzel Printing. Without the generous support of those sponsors, this show wouldn't be possible. And so Bearcat fans, just like you support the Bearcats, go support these local businesses. And as always, go Bearcats. Established in 2004, Ernesto's Fine Mexican Food has continued preserving its original home-style cooking and hospitable touch. Ernesto's family has roots in Mexico as well as Texas ties. Relying on those roots, Ernesto created his unique menu. Offering a variety of Tex-Mex favorites as well as Mexican specialties, Ernesto's won't let you down. So join them for home cooking, or as they say, Comida Cesar, in family-style service. Located at 10279 Farm Market 455 East, Suite 100, or at the corner of 455 and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. They look forward to seeing you, and go Bearcat.
Hi, I'm Laura Bradley with Irick Real Estate here in Pilot Point. Growing up and living in this area my whole life allows me to have the expertise that is needed to better serve clients in this area. As a top producing agent with over 15 years of real estate experience, I believe in being a dedicated, hard-working realtor who strives to put clients first. It's about building relationships, not closing transactions. Feel free to call or text for all your real estate needs at 940-390-3911, or you can visit my website at southernlifeliving.com. When experience counts, call Laura, your local Irick Real Estate agent.
Enjoy that old-time country feel at the Martin General Store, located in downtown Pilot Point on the historic Pilot Point Square. The best way to describe the general store is it has a little bit of everything, from circle-y candles to specialty jams, dressings, sauces, home decor, kitchen decor, goat's milk soap, jewelry, a large assortment of old-time candy, nostalgic toys and books, pet toys and treats, greeting cards and gift wrap. She also serves cold drinks, and last but not least, Beth Marie's ice cream. That's Martin General Store, a little bit of everything.
Hey Bearcat fans, this is Coach Marsh. I know that whenever practice is over and I get home late, the first place I think of is Nick's Italian. You can go to Nick's Italian, or you can call it at 940-686-2520. You get great quality food at a great price, not to mention the friendly service that you receive from Nick and his staff. Next time you're hungry and you don't feel like dragging out all those pots and pans and trying to cook for a family of 6, call Nick's Italian, and they'll take care of you. Nick's has been family owned and operated since 2003. You can find the restaurant at 1340 South Highway 377 in Pilot Point, Texas. Support a veteran owned business in Nick's Italian. Go Bearcats.
The Curtis and Holly Peacock family are proud supporters of Pilot Point ISD. The perseverance that our students have shown in these unprecedented times is a true reflection of what it means to be a Pilot Point Bearcat. The Peacocks want to wish all students in Pilot Point ISD a great 2021 school year and encourage them to continue to be an example to others. The Peacock family is always behind the Pilot Point Bearcats and Lady Cats. And remember, it is a great day to be a Pilot Point Bearcat.
Hi, I'm Greg Pelzel. Here at Pelzel Printing, we do custom embroidery, custom screen printing, and promotional product. You can reach Greg Pelzel at 940-453-5443. Go Bearcats.
Point Bank is proud to support the Pilot Point Bearcats 2020 football season. Open your real free checking account with Point Bank and show your Bearcat pride with a Point Bank school logo debit card, custom designed with the Pilot Point High School logo on the front. Visit pointbank.com to know more. Point Bank, your neighbors love us. You will too. Member FDIC.
Pelzel Barbershop and Salon and Southern Junkies has been home of the Bearcats since 1973. Whether you are looking for a classic crew cut or the perfect game day outfit, we have you covered. We carry a few fan favorite brands including Hey Dude Shoes, Judy Blue Jeans, Z Supply Clothing, and Orleans Candle Company. Come check us out on the north side of the square in downtown Pilot Point or online at www.southernjunkies.com, and that is junkies with a Z. And don't forget, go Bearcats!
2020 has been a roller coaster of a year, but there's one thing I know that brings Pilot Point together better than anything, and that's Bearcat football and high school sports. Hi, I'm Realtor Travis Irick with Irick Real Estate. My family has lived in Pilot Point for over 100 years, so we know the area and love the community. If you have any real estate needs, please contact me or find me on Facebook. I look forward to working with you. Go Bearcats!
Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital, Pilot Point, has been caring for animals around the Pilot Point area for the past 30 years. Large and small pets can expect a quality experience unmatched by other clinics. Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point offers all the services you expect from your veterinarian. They provide preventative care, which includes vaccinations, flea, tick, and heartworm prevention. They also provide sick animal care, surgical, and dental needs with their full-service lineup. Good luck to the Bearcats this season from Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point, where pets are family.
This is Shannon Stafford with Whitney Delcourt of IRIC Real Estate. Whitney Delcourt is my real estate professional for all my commercial land and real estate needs. Whitney always demonstrates the highest ethical, moral, and professional integrity. Whitney's impressive market knowledge, her hard-working, customer-focused style, and Whitney's professional service makes Whitney Delcourt the best choice to be your real estate professional.
This is Whitney Delcourt with IRIC Real Estate, and I approve this message. And you can find me at pilotpoint.com.
The views and opinions expressed by Ryan Menard and John Little are those of the broadcaster and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Pilot Point Independent School District or PilotPointBearcats.com. Any content or comments provided by our broadcast team is their opinion and is not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, anyone, or anything. This broadcast of Pilot Point football may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any other form without the expressed written consent of PilotPointBearcats.com.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Texas who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play, and you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association. This is what matters.
This is Pilot Point Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Wow, Aycock's going to get inside the 10, run a man over 5.
Yes,
Touchdown! Woo! Man, he just showed his muscles
He
there.
hit that truck stick.
Yep. Play action pass. Max Holler, look at end zone.
Look at this.
There's a man.
Okay.
Got. Touchdown, big play, Jay in the end zone.
Now to the booth with Ryan Menard and John Little. We are live. Good evening, Bearcat fans. This is Pilot Point Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com. You're listening to the Custom Roofing and Construction pregame show. Tonight, the Pilot Point Bearcats have hit the road for some Thursday night football here at Tarleton Memorial Stadium in Stephenville, Texas, to take on the Jim Ned Indians for the Region 1 Championship. I'm Ryan Menard, and joining me tonight once again is the Minister of 90s Bearcat Football, John Little. Welcome, John. Pilot Point got their third playoff win last week with the drumming of the Bushland Falcons. This week they have an unexpected challenger on the Jim Ned Indians, who have had the massive upset of the Brock Eagles last week at this very stadium. Both of these teams are just full of confidence right now. What do you need to see from the Bearcats tonight to secure the region championship?
Well, Ron, like you said, Bearcats took care of Bushland fairly easily, at least in that second half last week. And really the last 2 weeks, the second halves have really the Bearcats have taken care of business against Shallow-Water and Bushland. But I expect this one to be a lot tougher tonight. I expect this thing to be a four-quarter battle, and I mean it's going to be tighter than the mouse's ear, I think. And we talked about it a little bit earlier. It seems like Jim Ned is defensive heavy, and we're offensive heavy. So it provides for an excellent matchup between the two teams, right? And we expected to be sitting there playing our buddies from Brock tonight, but everything went Jim Ned's way last week. They got a safety. They returned the ensuing kick for a touchdown. They were up 9-0 before Brock knew what hit them, and then they had a great punt that downed Brock inside the 5. They got a fumble recovery. Everything went their way, and they were up 16-0 at halftime, and then Brock came storming back in the second half. But they did what they could to keep Cash Jones in check, and they got a field goal late and pulled it out against Brock. So it's a rematch of last year. We saw these guys in Bi District last year in Saginaw, and that was a heck of a game. They had a number 5 running back last year that got loose for a 65-yarder, and he was a player. But I was glad to find out in the podcast from Coach Marsh that it's not the same number 5. He was this number 5 was number 7 last year, right? But this guy, he's more of a thunder guy, and that other guy was lightning last year. That guy was quick. Now they were completely shocked late in the game. I think it was the fourth quarter. Max Holler actually ran down number 5 on a punt return and stopped him around the 10-yard line. Bearcats ended up with a key stop late in the game on that, and they pulled out that victory 27-13. But it was a 13-12 game at halftime before the Bearcats won the second half. And a lot of crazy plays in that game. If you go out there to our YouTube channel and watch the highlights, I'm expecting something similar tonight for sure.
Well, kind of piggybacking off of what you said about we expected Brock to be here, I texted Coach Marsh earlier in the week and asked him how'd they do it, how'd they beat Brock. He said it's kind of a perfect storm. They come out, not taking any credit away from Jim Ned, they come out, they played well, they played physical, but also kind of said everything that Brock tried fell flat, and everything that Jim Ned tried just happened to work out for him perfect. So that type of win for Jim Ned, though, it can kind of lead to a couple things. The most notable is that a win over Brock can be the type of confidence you need to propel yourself, win a few more playoff games, win a state championship, but it can also set you up for what could be an emotional letdown the very next week, which would kind of make that upset of Brock in the third round of the playoffs all for naught if you can't go and finish the job. So I'm interested to see how they come out in this game after, beating a team that beat us pretty handily, and how they're going to how they're going to handle us.
Yeah, when I was a senior, we beat the number one ranked Boyd Yellow Jackets at the time in the quarterfinals, and then we took it on the chin in the semifinals. We shot all our bullets against Boyd. We won our championship the week before, apparently.
Yeah.
But that like you said, that happened. So we're gonna look for that tonight. But I did see that Brock Jim Ned game, and I did not see Jim Ned overly celebrate. To my dismay, I kind of wanted him to be throwing the Gatorade on the coach and everything else, but it didn't happen. So they seem to be pretty even keeled, kind of like our Bearcats.
Yeah. So our first look at the Jim Ned Indians. The Indians are 11-1 with their only loss this season coming in a bit of a shocker. Week 1, 20-7 loss against the Ballinger Bearcats. So they're 0-1 against Bearcats this year, which I think is a good sign.
Yep.
This is a rematch, kind of what you hit on in the opener of the 2019 playoff matchup where Pilot Point beat Jim Ned 27-13. Jim Ned's had a bit of a weird playoff run so far. So week 1, they squeaked by Paradise 21-18. I remember on the broadcast doing the Travis Irick Out-of-Town scoreboard, you had mentioned that score a few times throughout the game, and we were sitting in this very stadium kind of like, what's going on out there? Jim Ned is supposed to be, the top team in that district, and Paradise barely squeezed in from ours.
Right.
And Paradise kind of gave them some trouble. They followed that up with kind of a middle-of-the-road win, 31-14 against Dalhart. And then, of course, the big one last week, the up 19-16 upset of Brock. The calling card of this Jim Ned team is the defense. So they allow only on average 13.5 points a game. So they've actually only allowed more than 20 points twice all year. And so more than 20. And they won both those games. And then, they've allowed 20 twice. They lost 1-1-1. And the rest of their games, they've held the opponents under 20 points. So that's good defense right there. Offensively, they average around 34.5, 35 points a game for. So they're kind of lean on their defense here. An interesting note about these current Indians and the classes they have piled together is the JV and freshman squad from Jim Ned going into the season hadn't lost a game in 3 years. And going into their junior quarterback,
Tate Yardley.
Tate Yardley had never lost a game of school ball going into this season. Middle school and JV and freshman, he had won every game. So they are open this season with a loss, but since then he's rebounded with 11 straight wins under center. So, they have a couple classes that are used to winning, not on the varsity level, but they've kind of been used to winning everywhere they've played. So I've been talking about this with some college programs that I like to watch, and sometimes it just looks like you have to learn to win. Winning just doesn't happen. You have to learn to win, and these guys from the Jim Ned side seem to have a history of winning.
It's a culture and a mindset, and you know that from.
I do.
Playing for Pilot Point, and I know it. It's just ingrained in everything you do.
And you learn it. And this Bearcat team that's playing here this week, well, the biggest part of the success in 2009 was the success in 2008.
Right.
We didn't win a state championship in 2008, but we made a playoff run. We got lots of experience. We learned how to really win and win at the highest level. So the next year you follow that up and you find yourself in a third-round playoff game, a fourth-round playoff game, and you've been here before. Yep. You can handle this. So the Bearcats have been in this exact same spot before. Last year didn't turn out their way. Kind of circling back to 08-09, we were in the semifinals in 08, lost back in 09. We had learned what it was like to be there. We learned what it took, and we used that to channel a victory that night. So, both these teams have had experience winning football, and that this time of year is really important. Jim Ned Indians like to run the ball, but they implement a short passing game as well. They're quarterbacked by junior quarterback Tate Yardley, who, like I mentioned, has lost one game as a starter in all his school ball history. They also use a wildcat type of offense to keep the defense off balance, and that's anchored by their star running back number 5, Xavier Wisher. And they used that against Brock last week to keep them on the toes and kind of control the ball, control the clock. Defensively, Jim Ned, we talked about it a minute ago in our first look, they excel defensively. They're stingy to say the least, haven't allowed more than 30 points in a game all year, kept their opponents to 20 or less in 9 of their 11 games. And the key to that is the front seven for the Jim Ned Indians. Allows them to get pressure without really blitzing, play a good coverage behind it. Kind of a vanilla defense, but it's physical and it's disciplined, and that's honestly... A physical, disciplined vanilla defense is really the best defense. Those defenses that get exotic and they have to blitz or they do all of these things, they can get exposed. A defense that sits back and plays disciplined assignment football is a tough team to move the ball against. And I touched on it offensively. Jim Ned's similar strategy to Ponder, and they like to control the clock. So that's kind of who Jim Ned is. They're kind of an old school SEC team. They like to control the clock offensively, play solid defense. Excel in the special teams game and win close games like that. So Pilot Point is coming off a drum and a bushing last week and are returning to the scene of the crime for what they did to Clyde a few weeks ago. And this Bearcat team has seemed to peak at the right time. So with that, the sky's the limit for this Bearcat team. So now in the Custom Roofing Instruction pregame show, let's go over our players to watch for both sides of the ball tonight.
Yeah, Ryan. So for the Jim Ned Indians, their three big guys are number 2. He's a wide receiver, defensive back. He's a senior, listed as a senior. 6'1", 190 pounds, runs a 4.6 40. Last year he had 420 receiving yards, two touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and this year he's their top receiver. He's their go-to guy. If you watch him against Brock, anytime they needed a third and long, third and medium, they were going to number 2 in the air. And he's a big play guy, and defensively at corner he's extremely tough as well. And he is the guy that ran back the kick against Brock. So number 2, we got to watch out for him. He's got the breakaway speed. He's their speed guy. He's their receiver, go-to guy. And then you touched on him, number 10, the junior quarterback, Tate Yardley. He's listed 6 foot, 170 pounds, runs a 4.7 40. He's a junior, and like you said, he never lost a game in middle school. He only lost, the first game of the year in high school, but then he's won 10 straight since then. The kid's a winner. He really does a good job managing their offense. He's got a very capable arm. He's a lot more accurate than the guy we saw last week against Bushland. And if he needs to run it, he will, and he can. And he's kind of sneaky with the running ability. We got to watch the little mesh play where they keep it in the running back's belly for as long as possible, and then he pulls it and takes off, because he can be a threat against us. That's the quarterback, number 10. And then their main guy, their main stud is number 5, running back linebacker, Xavier Wishart. He's a 6 foot, 175 pound, listed running a 4.5 40. Which is very quick, obviously, and he's a junior. And last year he had 859 yards rushing, 6 touchdowns, 93 tackles, a sack, an interception. He was all district as a sophomore last year. The guy is a beast, and he really helped them control the clock against Brock, and I expect that we're going to get a big, heavy dose of number 5 offensively and defensively. So those are 3 guys for the Jim Ned Indians, and of course we always harp on our guys. We got big play Jay Cox. I heard he had I believe 14 tackles last week. He had a better defensive game really than offensive. Max arm was a little off last week. So he only had a couple of catches last week, but he had like 9 solos and 4 or 5 assists tackling wise. And then, of course, number 21, Ish Harris, #he gone. He had a monster game last week, 240 some odd yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Played great on both sides of the ball. We're going to need that again out of Ish tonight. And then number 12, our senior leader at quarterback, Max Holler. #pilot point to the max. If we're saying that a few times tonight, then we're going to be in good shape. But of course, Max leads us with about 250 yards total per game. That includes his rushing and throwing. So Max, makes us go, and then we're going to need his help on defense as well because, like I said, their quarterback Tate Yardley is a very capable passer.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one tonight. So, fun fact, and then actually I'll get to the fact in a second. But first, I want to talk about something that I think affected Brock negatively last week. That in a classification like this, all your stars on both teams are generally going both ways.
Right.
So Brock had a situation where they had no competitive games in the fourth quarter, but not just that. They had actually been pulling kids in third and fourth quarters to where last week it's kind of the first time that they are facing a team and are in a competitive situation in the fourth quarter. And a lot of those kids hadn't played in the fourth quarter, so stamina-wise it was hard for them to hold up. So while Pilot Point, lots of blowouts, we've done a better job of keeping our kids in later. So the stamina is, we have experience playing in the fourth quarter. But one thing I do want to point out is when both teams are going both ways, a lot of our guys haven't played meaningful minutes in the fourth quarter this year. So if the starters are playing in the fourth quarter, a lot of them aren't playing meaningful minutes. So I imagine for both sides tonight, you're going to see star players playing both sides of the ball for meaningful minutes into the fourth quarter. So who's in better shape could come down to who wins this game. And last week, that's maybe what you point to. Jim Ned jumped out early on him, really punched him in the mouth. And then in the fourth quarter, when it was competitive minutes in the fourth quarter, maybe Brock just didn't have the stamina built up because they hadn't done it all year. We talked about that off air one week about Refugio. not so many years ago,
right,
where they were just
running. They were getting some bad publicity because they were supposedly running up the score on everybody.
But it was this situation the year before they lost in a deep round in the playoffs because none of their kids could play fourth quarters because they never had to.
Right, and their coach made a decision that, hey, we're not letting this happen again. And the next year they just kept their foot on the gas the entire game, every game.
Yeah. Well, so and now kind of the fact is if Pilot Point can squeeze out a win tonight, they're looking for their 9th appearance in the semifinals. So we have 8 so far, and between you and I, there's 4. So that'd be fun to have a part of.
Oh, absolutely.
A part of
be
another
part
one.
of another one for sure.
Yep. Well, here on the custom. Oh, before we get to that, we got keys to victory tonight. So, John,
yes,
with
sir.
that all on the mind, with the opportunity to win the region and move on to the semifinals, what are our keys to getting that done tonight?
Yeah. So key number 3. The special teams have to be special. So Brock absolutely lost the special teams battle against these guys last week, as we touched on. They gave up a safety, and then Brock kicked off, and number 2 ran the ensuing kickoff back. So we got to be careful kicking it to number 2 and number 5. They're usually their deep backs on receiving kicks. So we I like Joel making tackles, but not against these 2 guys. So let's go with the little pooch kick or whatever, and just kick it away from 2 and 5 is my suggestion. And then last year special teams were a huge part. They snapped a punt over their punter's head that put them in deep territory and gave Pilot Point the ball inside the 25-yard line. And then they almost returned a punt for a touchdown last year against us. So I think special teams are going to be key tonight. Maybe it'd be nice for us to turn the tide. Maybe Aston Kirby run one back for us, and we win that special teams battle. And then another thing I didn't touch on from last year's game is that we blocked an extra point, much to the dismay of the Jim Ned broadcasters. They were confident we were offsides, but it looked like we just timed it perfect. We blocked their extra point, and Jacob Pitts scooped it up and ran it back 98 yards, and so that was a 3-point swing there because we got 2 points out of that. So that's key number 3. Special teams got to be special. Key number 2 is the Roman numeral X. So X is 5, and so what's that? Or is X 10?
X is 10.
Okay, X is 10. So we got to be half of that. But there is a double a double 5 out there too. He's a stud. So he's their V is 5, right?
Yes.
Gage Standalin. So he's a big sophomore offensive lineman, defensive tackle. The guy's a beast. He's 55. And then 5, we already touched on it, Xavier Wishart. Man, we've got to stop this guy. Last week, Brock just kept saying 5 for 5. I mean, it's like us going through the drive-thru at McDonald's, ordering 5 for 5. It just kept getting 5 for 5. And so they just controlled the clock the entire day with the number 5. So if we're stopping him for 2-yard gains, tackles for losses, we're in good shape. That's key number 2. And key number 1 is thunder. Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. I heard Imagine Dragons song on the way in here, but that was so that's Imagine Dragons, and by that I mean we got to have our thunder and our lightning. Our thunder is usually Ish Harris, and our lightning's Max Holler, and then we got to control their thunder and lightning, which their lightning looks to be number 2, and their thunder is Xavier Wishart, number 5. And on top of that, they it's a tale of 2 halves usually with these guys. They like to start real fast, and we don't start that fast. So, we got to make sure that we bring the thunder and lightning for all 4 quarters. And the first half, we really, if we stay connected and we've got a close game, at halftime, I'm going to feel good about this because, Coach Freeze and his defense has kind of proven that they're great at making adjustments in the second half and keeping us in games. And then if you look at the scoring, Jim Ned averages like 26 points in the first half, but they only average about 13 in the second half. And it's the opposite for the Bearcats. We really excel in the second half here, especially in the playoffs. So, thunder and lightning, we got to bring both of them tonight.
That's just absolutely right. Pilot Point won the toss and has elected to defer. So they're about to play the national anthem here, so we're going to go to a quick commercial or play that anthem or whatever we've got here, and then we'll come back for Bearcat football.
United States Armed Forces, defending our country all around the world. And to the men and women in blue who daily protect our freedoms in our own communities. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Back from the national anthem here. So that was it for the Custom Roofing and Construction pregame show. But before we get to the Southern Junkie opening kickoff, let's talk about the weather and what looks each team sporting tonight. So kickoff here, it's 40 degrees and falling. By halftime, it's looking to be in the mid-30s, so about 35 degrees. A slight 4-mile-an-hour wind out of the northwest, probably not going to affect too much either way. The Jim Ned Indians are wearing white jerseys, white pants with red helmets. Now your Bearcats are sporting the all-orange look that they've been sporting the last few weeks. Orange jerseys, orange pants, the white helmet with the black stripe and the black number. And like I touched on at the start, Pilot Point won the opening coin toss. And they are going to kick off to start this game. Get a chance to get the defense out there, set the tone, get into this game early.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm scoping out who they got back to receive for Jim Ned, and it's number 2's on that far side, number 5's on this near side in the back line. So
interesting to see what strategy we take on the kickoff.
Yeah, I'm kind of hopeful we do not kick it to 5 or 2.
2 is Zach Henderson, 5 is Xavier Wisher. We're going to see a lot of both of them on the offensive side of the ball. They're standing with their feet on about the 10-yard line. In front of them at 25, in front of them the 35, and then you have your line of 5 at the 50-yard line. So Holganser approaching, and he's going to squib kick it right up the middle. It is going to get all the way back, and it's going to be fielded by number 5, Xavier Wisher, who is forced to cut inside. He's going to only get it to about the 32-yard line. So that looks like it was Jay Cox down there covering the kick that might have forced him in. I can't tell from the numbers from here, but that looks like who that might have been.
Yeah, Jay's wearing the dark sleeves, full sleeve.
Bear with us on the numbers this week. These black numbers on these all-orange unis make it hard from way up here. But that was Jay Cox, forced him inside. Host of other Bearcats get there. Jim Ned breaks the huddle, gets to the line quick. So 2 receivers right, 2 left, 1 running back next to the quarterback. It's going to be a simple dive right up the middle, first play, and it's going to get some yardage. That was number 5, and he's going to get about 12 yards and a first down on the first carry.
Yeah, that's Wishart, and sure enough, he's been heavily involved already. He returned the kick, and then they hand it right to him, and we're going to get a heavy dose of number 5 all night.
Tate Yardley is the quarterback for the Indians, as expected. Looking over to the sideline, they break the huddle quick, but they don't necessarily run the quickest tempo between plays, but they are breaking the huddle quick and getting out here. Pistol formation.
Hey, shout out to little Joe Calhoun's listening from Austin, Texas.
Another handoff to Wishart right up the middle, and Bearcats wrap him up and spin him down after about 4 yards on the carry. Looks like Jay Cox there with a solo tackle. Jay Cox is playing the middle linebacker position tonight. I think that's what he's been playing the last few weeks when he's been cleaning up all these tackles.
Yeah, he's been leading the Bearcats in tackles the last few weeks. I think he's averaging like 15 a game. And I heard from Coach Marsh he's got 260 total tackles the last 2 years.
Wow, bunch left for the Indians. They're going to run that way. They're trying to get the edge. That's Wishart. He's going to be pushed out at the Bearcat 49-yard line. They're going to set up a 3rd and 3 here for the Indians right across midfield. Oh, man. They're going to spot him right at what looks to be midfield, so at the 50, which is going to be 4 yards to gain for the first down. The line to gain would be the Bearcat 46-yard line. Breaking the huddle. Once again, bunch left, pistol formation, Yardley at quarterback.
You got to watch the hard
Wisher
count
behind
here.
him.
Yep, they tried it, but we held our water.
Learning from our mistakes. Here we go.
I was going to say they pulled that off 2 or 3 times against Brock.
And this is going to be another handoff to Wishart. They're on the right side. Bearcats there. Got to bring them
Good
down.
tackle,
And they
boys.
do after only 1 yard. So we're going to have our first 4th down of the game. It's going to be 4th and 3 from the Bearcat 49-yard line.
Looked like TK came up from his safety position and helped out Jay Cox on that. And made a real nice tackle to put him in 4th down.
The decision doesn't look to be I don't know what it looks like. They're going to be running an offensive play here. That's a lot of trust in your defense here. Pistol formation. It's going to be 2 receivers right, 1 left with an H-back to the right side of the offense. Yardley at quarterback. Takes a snap. And he's going to hand it off again to Wishart in the middle. And Wishart's going to be close. I think he's going to be a half-yard short where they're...
We get a right foot mark from this guy. He's short.
Yeah, I think from up here it's pretty clear that he was short. We'll see where the mark's going to be. And they've marked it at the line to gain. That's a pretty poor spot.
Are they going to measure?
They didn't
they
measure.
just gave it to him.
That was a very...
That was a good spot
for Jim Ned.
For the Indians.
Yeah.
I feel like
that was probably a good half a yard ahead of where it could have been. Man, poor spot, but Jim Ned catches a break here on the first 4th down. They convert, so it's going to be 1st and 10 at the Bearcat 46-yard line. Yardley's going to keep this one out the left side, and a few Bearcats fall down. And Yardley's got some room. He's going to get it out inside the Bearcat 30-yard line to about the 29 before he's pushed out. Looked like 2 Bearcats on the edge there might have tripped each other up, which allowed Yardley to get the edge there.
Yeah, and he's, like I said, he's a capable runner. He doesn't pull it that often, but when he does, he usually goes for 10, 15 yards because everybody's so keyed up on number 5.
Well, yeah, he runs effective enough to keep you honest from jumping that dive too early. So here they are, back to the line. They've run the same play every time, handing it to Wishart, and one time they faked it and kept it. So it's been the same look every play. And here it is again. This time they're going to give it to Wishart, and once again he's going to get about 4.5, just about 5 yards. There's the 5 for 5 that you talked about hearing about Brock. And, Bearcats faced something similar to this when they played Pond earlier in the year, and they found a way to bow their necks a handful of times throughout the game. So let's hope that we can see that again.
Yeah, and already, Ryan, I think, it's been more difficult for these guys in this first drive than it was for Bushland and Shallowater. The last 2 games, right? They scored pretty easily on their first drives, and we were kind of worried.
The Bearcats defense eventually figured it out pretty quickly after those first drives. So it's going to be trips right for the Indians, and they're going to roll out that way looking to pass. Yardley slings it out into the flat, and they're going to get just enough for a first down.
Well, it looked like they could have been called for holding on Aiden Cox right there. He was making a beeline to the quarterback, and the guy just grabbed his arm.
So I didn't get to watch a ton of the pregame, but what I did watch is Tate really threw those out routes with a lot of velocity on the ball, really put it on him, and he did it right there and allowed him to get a first down at the Bearcat 18-yard line. Yardley's going to hand this one to Wishart up the middle. Wishart steps out of the first tackle, and he's going to spin his way down to about the 11-yard line, which is going to set up a 2nd and 3. I wonder if Wishart can keep this up for 4 quarters because they are leaning on him heavily.
He's taking some hits.
And because he has to play defense too.
Exactly. He's a good linebacker. He's going to be out there all night.
Plenty of time between plays for the Bearcats to make make substitutions and stuff, but I like once Jim Ned breaks the huddle, they get to the line. It's going to be a bunch left formation, pistol, Yardley at quarterback. Yardley's going to take the snap. It's going to be a stretch play. Left side towards the bunch, trying to chase down Wishart. He's got the edge, and he's going to get pushed out at about the 1-yard line. Might have the side judge there ruling him stepped out at the 3. So it's going to be 1st and goal here deep in the Point Bank red zone for the Indians on their first drive.
I think I can tell you, Ryan, if that was Aston Kirby, he would have got called for an offensive face mask on that play because Wishart seemed to have a handful of face masks on that stiff arm.
Yeah, maybe these referees didn't come from as far as San Antonio, so they don't feel the need to get in as much. I wonder if we have that official who threw the flag 30 yards last time we were here.
Let's get a good arm.
This 1st and goal is going to be. It was a fake handoff to 24-yard. They tried to keep it, and he got maybe to the line of scrimmage and dove and maybe a half yard on it, but it's going to be 2nd and goal, and they actually didn't give him a yard, so it's going to be 2nd and goal still from the 3. He had the little play-action handoff to number 24, Sergio Hernandez. Yardley kept it himself and tried to come up the middle. There was just no room.
Yeah, it looks like Alex Puga, our guy, and Troy Tencher were stopping up that gap that he wanted to go through, and he just tried to dive over him with no success.
Second goal again in the 3. This is like there are 4 little Indians in the backfield. They all shift to the right. Quarterback wildcat formation, takes a snap. That's Wishart, and he's just trying to run behind him, and he only gets about a yard, maybe yard and a half. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from about the 2.5-yard line.
I didn't see him run anything like that against Brock. That's about the most exciting play call that they've got, I think.
Well, they lined up 4 men in the backfield. The first 3 in the line all shifted right, which left Wishart the only one left. He took the snap, and there was really nowhere to go, so he was able to, just because there was a pile of bodies around, he was able to get about a half a yard. So it's going to set up a 3rd and goal from just outside the 2-yard line. 3rd and goal.
I think it's coming to number 5, but we got to respect number 2, the wide receiver on this near side.
Yeah, and this is going to be another handoff at the middle to Wishart. He tries to go over, and he is hit in the air and kept out, but I don't know on the second effort. They're going to mark him short. Who was from up here? It's hard to tell.
Midair. It looked like.
I wanted to say 19, Preston Webb, but he's generally not in this situation. But
I thought it was Ryan Riney.
I felt like it was a team number, but either way, doesn't matter. We're gonna have our second, 4th down here.
It might have been Max Holler. He's out there.
Yeah, very well could have been. He's in that area.
It's a team number, but I thought it was a big guy.
Here we go. 4th and goal from just inside the 1. 2 backs in the backfield with Yardley. Yardley's going to hand off to Wishart. He's going to bounce it.
He's got the edge.
And he is going to be able to get it out there. First time they tried to bounce out the tackles, and they did. So it's a touchdown for the Indians. And I don't know how to feel, right? Because the last 2 weeks, you let up very quick, very fluky kind of early touchdowns.
They had to work for this one.
And then you rebounded. This one, they had to work for every yard. And actually, I felt like we stopped them on a 4th down.
I did too.
But kind of,
they had to convert 2 4th downs to punch this thing in. But on the, if you're looking at it for a positive on Jim Ned, it's kind of what they want to do.
Yeah.
They controlled as much clock as possible. We're down to 5:35.
Yeah, so 6:25 on the drive. And the next Italian PAT is up, and it is good. Kicked by number 10, Hayden Humphreys. So after 1 drive in the game so far, the Indians take a 7-0 lead. And we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll come out on the other side. Bearcats are going to get the football.
Matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Texas. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
That's kind of what they do.
Yeah, and we're back, and we'll go straight to John with the Chandler Cabinet score and drive summary.
Yeah, Ryan, so that drive took 14 plays, 68 yards, and 6 minutes and 17 seconds off the clock, and they had to score on a 4th and 1 to Wishart around the far side.
Yep, convert 2 4th downs. This kick is going to be deep, and it's going to be fielded at the 14-yard line. Return down the Bearcat sideline. There's some space. Okay. He's going to get across the 40, make the kicker miss, get it out across the 50. Avery Smith with about, I'd say 37 yards on that Trent Trubenbach Pilot Point kickoff return. Bearcat's going to get the ball in Indian territory.
I like it. Get our special teams going. It was a really nice return because we kicked it to Xavier Wishart on their side, and he only returned it maybe 10 yards. But it was a nice return by Avery Smith.
Well, the Bearcats going to get the ball 1st and 10 at the Indian 47-yard line. Max Holler is our quarterback, standing next to Ish Harris. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Max Holler's going to take the snap, fake the handoff to Ish Harris. He's going to try to bounce it on the left side. He has some space. Corner can't bring him down. Then he picks up a block, cuts it inside. 10, 12, 13 yards on the carry for Max Holler, and that is an Irick Real Estate 1st down on the first play for the Bearcats.
And Max looks like the quickest guy on the field like he normally does, so that's a good sign.
Corner is coming down flat, thought he was going to make the tackle. Max just skirted right around him and turned it up for a 1st down.
It was a really good fake to Ish as well, and the defense kind of had to respect that. And gave Max just enough room to get loose.
Indians trying to get lined up. A little bit of confusion, but they're there. Max Holler takes a snap, and this time he does give it to Ish. And Ish is
ready for that.
Oh, my goodness. They couldn't tackle him, but he got all the way back to the 35-yard line, which is the original line of scrimmage. But there were 1, 2, 3, 4 little Indians there trying to make a tackle.
Yeah, 5, 24, 32. All their stud defenders were there, and Ish just put his foot in the ground and did all he could to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
So it looks like the Bearcats are going to go empty here. 3 receivers right, tight end, or 3 receivers left with a tight end left. Ish Harris one-on-one down here on the bottom. See what they want to do here. Max Haller's going to take the snap, and he's going to quarterback draw, and he's going to run up the middle, and he's going to make a few guys miss, and now they're going to get to see the speed, 30, and the corner's going to bring him down there at about the 26-yard line. So that's going to be 1 yard shy of a first down, so we're going to be looking at a 3rd and 1 here.
Yeah, and nice pickup block by Ish Harris there. He made 24 field that one.
Number 3, Tyler Hussman was the cornerback in on the tackle there. It was a pretty solid tackle. Oh, that might be number 2. That's Zach Henderson who made that tackle. Good tackle.
He's a solid corner.
3rd and 1 here for the Bearcats. Max Holler with Ish Harris standing next to him. Snap. It's going to be a pass into the flat.
Great
Picks
play
up the
call.
block. Jay Cox is going to pick up the first down plus some into the 20. Steps back inside 15. Inside the 15. Another Irish Real Estate first down in the Point Bank red zone. I think the coaches might have seen the way that they weren't lining up. They weren't putting somebody up over the slot receiver. Max Holler catches that snap and throws it right to him, and there's nobody there to make a tackle.
Yeah, Jim Ned had their linebackers walking up. You knew that they were keying off Ish on that, and it was a great play call by Coach Peacock.
1st and 10 at the 13 of the Indians here. Motion left to right. Holler takes a snap, and it's going to be a jet sweep action. First man can't make the tackle. The edge is set. Inside the 10. Fire! Touchdown, Bearcats! That looks like it might be either Big Play Jay or Avery Smith on the jet sweep there. But either way, that's a Bearcat touchdown. Good answer by the Bearcats.
That's Big Play Jay.
Well, why am I not surprised?
Hashtag Big Play Jay.
Had a man, as soon as he caught the jet sweep, there was an Indian there that had the chance to make the tackle, but he couldn't do it. And Bearcats blockers there set a great edge, and kind of once he got around the corner, in my mind, from what I could see, it was no doubt he's going to get in. Great response by the Bearcat offense.
Absolutely it was, and we needed it. And I thought we made it look a little bit easier than they did.
100%. Yeah, Holganser has a Nick's Italian PAT. Teed up, snap, hold, kick is up, and it is through the uprights. So after each team has had a drive, 3:23 left in the first quarter. Bearcats 7, Indians 7. We'll be back after this.
Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital, Pilot Point, has been caring for animals around the Pilot Point area for the past 30 years. Large and small pets can expect a quality experience unmatched by other clinics. Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital of Pilot Point offers all the services you would expect from your veterinarian. They provide preventative care, which includes vaccinations, flea, tick, and heartworm prevention. They also provide sick animal care, surgical, and dental needs with their full-service lineup. Good luck to the Bearcats this season from Advanced Care Veterinary Hospital in Pilot Point, where pets are family.
I'm Coach Danny David, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Channel Cabinet scoring drive. Those took 6 plays, 47 yards, 2 minutes and 4 seconds off the clock. Little jet sweep pitch forward to Big Play Jay, and he made it happen.
13 yards there. It was a great design, and we got the edge pretty easily. Holganser has us teed up at the 40. Last time we squibbed it. This time we're doing the same thing, and it's going to get all the way back again, and they're going to fake the reverse, but Wishart's going to keep it going on the right hash.
We got to tackle this guy.
And he finds a seam, and there he goes. You know, the squib kick doesn't work if it still just skips right to him.
That's who I didn't want us kicking to him or 2 or 5.
So, you know,
it made us pay.
This pooch, if you want to neutralize a return game, the squib kick is tough because the last 2 squibs have just been perfect line drives right to him. He fields on a quick, easy hop, and he gets a full return out of it. If we want to neutralize it, we need to do some sort of, I think, like a pooch or something to where there's not really enough time to catch it and make moves when the coverage team gets down there.
Yeah.
We'll see how we adjust from that.
And their up back had a chance to try to field it, but he wisely let it go by him at the speed it was going, and Wishart just scooped it up and took it to the house on the far side.
Yep, special teams have made their mark already here in the game, so let's see how the Bearcats can respond with that. Next time PAT here for the Indians. Snap, the kick is high and is good. The only way you're going to block that kick is if you get it right off the foot because he kicks it a mile high.
He really does. Ish Harris had good penetration up the middle there, so we might want to watch for that for later. He might have an opportunity for a block.
So that's kind of why I mentioned it, because from right there he's not going to get it, right? No. He's going to actually have to get all the way to the
ball. A little further out, he's got to put more of a line drive into it.
Some kickers, especially high school kickers we've seen, if you can get maybe a yard of penetration and get a high hand, you can get a low line driver. I watch this guy warm up, and he specifically is working on height. I actually don't know what his length range is going to be tonight, because he was just kicking it. His sole purpose was to kick the ball high.
Yep.
So the Bearcats are going to have to respond. So you talked about special teams need to be special. And so far for the Jim Ned Indians, they have their second kick return touchdown in 2 weeks.
And Avery almost got loose for us. So I wonder if they'll kick it, if they'll play with fire again, because we've got Avery and Jay back deep. We've got the capability to return the favor here.
Yep. Well, it doesn't matter how many. We often defensively we made them run lots of plays, made them really work for it, but letting them kick, take a kick back. That's kind of the opposite of what we. That's not really making them work for it. This is going to be a pooch kick. They go straight out of bounds at the 36, so I think that they're probably going to put this at the 40.
Well, they were going to ensure that we didn't run that one back.
Yeah, for sure. That ball, I don't know if it was he missed it, but it kind of just squibbed right out of bounds. Never hit the ground or anything. Went out at the Bearcat 36-yard line, so we'll see where they'll mark it. Well, it's only going to mark it from the 40. Bearcats going to get this ball at
good field position.
Yeah, at their own 46-yard line. So this is only about a 10-yard field position difference from the last drive. So I like where we're at. Jay Cox and Ish Harris in the backfield with Max Haller. Two receivers stacked left. Only one defender out there. There's a safety looking over there. I'm sure he's going to go over there.
Jim Ned's got 3 down linemen.
That's going to be something we got to go to later. Handoff to Ish Harris. Breaks the first tackle. Spins out the second. Across the 50, across the 40, down to the 37, 38-yard line. That was a tough run. Broke the first tackle, spun out of the second.
Yeah, if Jim Ned's only going to have 3 down, go to that 3-4. Man, I like our chances with Ish. Later in the first drive though, they brought their linebackers down and had 8 guys in the box, but we'll see.
High formation for the Bearcats. Holler takes a snap, hands it to Ish Harris. Up the middle, Ish Harris sticks his head down and gets about a yard and a half. Interesting on the first Ish Harris run, Pilot Point had 2 receivers split out over there. They had 1 corner on both the receivers. They had a safety looking over there, like I'm sure he was responsible for some sort of coverage over there, but he wasn't within 15 yards of him. That was an interesting thing. I hope, I'm sure Coach Peacock sitting in the booth next to us saw that. See what they do later. Like right here, it's happening again, and there's nobody over there even close.
We've got them outnumbered.
They're noticing it late. Pilot Point's going to run a pitch that way. Pick up a block. Ish Harris cuts it up inside the 35 and to the 34-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down. That's interesting to see. You want to capitalize on that before the Jim Ned side realizes what's going on. Yeah. But we'll see what we have to do that with. Right here, we're going to be in a different formation for a 3rd and 5. Line to gain would be the Indian 29-yard line. Jay Cox is the up back, kind of like a fullback in front of Ish Harris next to Max Holler. Takes a snap. This is going to be a quarterback keep up the middle, and Max is going to bounce it. Outrun the guy around the edge, 30. He's going to get the first down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds. Enough for an Irish Real Estate first down. Man, just the way that he can cut and bubble around guys, and they still can't catch him. It's just really impressive.
Yeah, it's a good sign, because I think we can obviously see it from here that he's the quickest guy out there.
For sure.
And he kind of went horizontal for a second there, and he thought, well, he just need to get 1 more yard, but he got the edge with ease.
Yeah, there was really no question. Yeah, he's just so quick. He's going to take this snap. He's going to hand off to Ish Harris. He's going to stretch it. Not a whole lot of blocking there, but Ish Harris doesn't need much. He's going to get that from the 23 to about the 20 or 24 to the 20. 4 yards there on the first down carry, 2nd and 6. At the 20-yard line.
We'll take 4 or 5 yards all day, just like their game plan.
Yeah, it's got to be. Didn't play a whole lot of defense, but the defensive end watches Ish Harris get the handoff, and he's there one-on-one. Ish Harris has some space. I wonder if he knows he's not going to make that tackle.
It's got to be a lonely feeling.
Yeah.
Got to be asking for help.
Well, here we go. Bearcat's going to have the ball at the 20-yard line. Maxhaller takes the snap, drops back to pass.
Oh, he's got a man.
Has a man, overthrew him, going to the seam. Safety coming over the top. If it was a good throw, I think Aiden Cox could have caught it, and he would have had to endure a hit about the 5. But Aiden Cox is a big kid to bring down, so Max Holler kind of floated that one a little.
Yeah, even with Aiden leaping for it, it was out of his range. So
yeah, he tried to put a little touch on it, but a little too much.
Max missed that one high. I think if he would have held the button down a little harder, thrown a line drive, we had it.
It'll be a 37-yard field goal from here. Once again,
only got one guy guarding our 2 receivers down low.
And it's going to be a draw coming out the backside. Ish Harris, first man, is going to hold Ish up long enough to let a couple other Indians get there to make the tackle, which is going to about a 4th and 7 here. This is within Hoel's range. The wind is blowing left to right, and we said only 4 miles an hour. It's hard to tell what it takes to get these flags rolling. The flags look like they're going pretty good, but looks like there might be a penalty. That's going to be a sideline warning on the Indians. May not be, so it's not a penalty. It's just going to be a sideline warning. Be a 4th down here. See what they want to do. Whole game's just coming off, so we're going to see a field goal attempt here. A 4 mile an hour wind. Well, if you look at the Bearcat flags behind the end zone, it looks like the wind's with us. If you look at the flagpole, it looks like the wind's blowing a different direction, so it's interesting. But this is going to be a 40-yarder, so this is in Hoel's range. It's a bit on the edge, but it is within his range on the left hash. So he's a right-footed kicker, so this is kind of where you'd prefer it, so he can push it a little. Snap, hold. The kick is up, and it's not going to make it. Yep. One thing kicking him in pregame, another kicking him during the game. He didn't look like he got a solid connection with that one.
He didn't get enough of it. You could tell off the foot that didn't have the height or the length.
Lower Bradley scoreboard check. 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Both teams have had the ball. Well, Bearcats have had the ball once. They've gotten twice, 1 touchdown. Indians got 1 touchdown on their 1 offensive possession. They also returned a kick for a touchdown. So their offense is going to take the ball here again. I think they had a 14-play drive for their first touchdown drive where they had to convert on 4th down twice. So if the Bearcats can get one of those, force one of those stops, we're right back in business. Trips left, Wishart in the backfield with Yardley. Yardley takes a snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself around the right side, picks up some blocking. He's going to get out to about the 27-28. The original line of scrimmage was the 22, so that's about 6 yards there. Going to set up a 2nd and 4. And after 1 quarter, Jim Ned Indians 14, Pilot Point 7. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll come back for the Ernesto's Mexican 2nd quarter.
For the best Mexican food experience, visit Uncle Beto's Mexican Restaurant on the corner of Liberty Street and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. Uncle Beto's offers the freshest and most authentic flavors that you can only find in the best Mexican cuisine. Dine in, or if you prefer curbside service, call Uncle Beto's at 940-686-0143 and order your food to go. Be sure to make Uncle Beto's a part of your game night routine, either before the game or up until 10 p.m. on game night. Uncle Beto's is ready to serve all you hungry football fans. Uncle Beto's is a family-owned and operated business proudly supporting the Pilot Point Bearcats.
I'm number 80, Alan Santoyo, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
And we're back with the Ernesto's Mexican 2nd quarter. We're going to go straight to a Travis Irick out-of-town scoreboard.
Yeah, Ryan, Allen Eagles are up 10-7 over Denton Braswell in the 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Gunner is beating Eastland 13-0 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and Windthorst is beating my buddies at Munster 14-7 with a minute 42 left in the first quarter.
2nd and 4 for the Indians. Snap, hands off straight up the middle. I think that's number 5 again, and he's going to get it to the 30, and it's going to set up a 3rd and 2. Number 5, Wishart.
Safe bet, it's Wishart.
Yeah, man, he's just. This kind of reminds me of the Gunner. Gunner just relied on their quarterback the whole first quarter, or first half. The second half, he really had nothing left. I'm anxious to see. I'm sure this isn't the first time they've ridden him like this, but I'm anxious to see what a season worth of this and a couple playoff games worth of this is going to make him look like in the second half. 3rd and 2 here. And who else? Wishart's going to get it, and he's going to be met in the backfield, and he's going to lose big yardage there. Big 70, Ryan Riney with the tackle for loss. Going to force a Jim Ned Indian punt.
That was a huge play by Ryan Riney. Way to get in there and finish the play.
Yeah, he busts through almost unblocked and gets his hands around Wishart as soon as he gets the ball. Wishart thought he might get out of his grasp, but he couldn't. And it's going to set up a 4th and 5, 4th and 4, and this is a punt situation. 4th and 4, their own 28. They're in a full-fledged punt formation. We have 2 men back. I'm sure it's going to be Aston Kirby and maybe TK.
Yeah, it's TK and Aston.
Snap is a bit high, but the punter fields it, and the low-line drive kick bounces. And we're going to have to get away from it. It's going to take an Indian bounce, and it's going to be down at about the Bearcat 31-yard line. Looked like Aston saw it.
He wanted to field it, but
it was taking good hops, but that Indian was right on its tail.
He made a smart decision to bow out there and let that thing bounce by him.
Yeah, 10 yards of field position is not worth what is a pretty likely opportunity to fumble the football. So
exactly.
We're going to start off this drive with trips to the narrow side, which is the left side. 1 receiver to the wide side. Oh, we're going to do some motions here.
That was a high snap on that punt.
It was slow and high.
That cost them last year. So
yep, slow and high. If the situation calls for it, I think we can get us a punt today. Snap, handoff to Ish Harris. Has to make 2 men miss immediately, but the 3rd and the 4th guy, they're going to make the tackle. But Ish Harris turned what should have been a 1.5, 2-yard loss into a 1-yard gain, so it's going to set up 2nd and 9.
It certainly appears to me, Ryan, that they're keying off old 21. We might be better served to throw another screen out to Jay and loosen this thing up.
Yeah, or even more runs with Max, because every time Max has run, he seems to get the edge.
Yeah, he's faster.
He has a lot of space when he runs. Ish, you're right. When he's getting the handoff, there's really nowhere to go.
Yeah, any play action, they're really respecting Ish.
And they're going to roll out to the narrow side. Max Hall looking to throw, and he's going to just sail it out of bounds. And, oh, man, he's in the kicking net. Looks like he's okay. He's just got to get untangled and get on the field for this 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Wishart kind of pushed him out of bounds there, and Max got tangled with the kicking net.
Yeah, rolled out to the narrow side. So when you kind of a tough situation for a righty to roll left, and that also be the boundary side of the field. So
yeah, and they had their linebackers blitzing up the middle, so they really forced him to.
That's a recipe for disaster. If you're going to bring your linebackers up the middle, and if Max Holler's rolling wide side, well, you better good luck catching them.
Exactly.
But here we go. We do have trips to the wide side this time, and we're going to drop back to pass. Straight drop back, looking to pass. And Max Holler's going to roll that wide side now, have some space.
Well played.
He slings it deep. Wishart is going to come up and try to intercept it. No, that was number 2, Zach Henderson. I feel like Max Holler delivers that ball a little quicker. He has a man down the seam, but don't know how athletic these safeties are. I'm sure he saw the safety in a general area and didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Aiden or Jay that they were coming out on this wheel route that had worked several times against Brock a few weeks back, but Jim Ned read the scouting report because they had a guy covering it.
So Henderson is back to return the punt. This will be the first Bearcat punt of the night. And the ball is at our own 32-yard line. So let's see if Aiden Cox can get into one here.
He's another dangerous returner.
Well, it's gonna good 2. Snap, good field. The kick is high and short. Ooh. It's not a good punt. And actually, it's going to take a Bearcat bounce. And because of a Bearcat bounce, it's going to get to the Indian 49-yard line. Not a great punt. 9:31 left in the Ernesto's Mexican second quarter. Indians 14, Bearcat 7. We're going to have to stay here. The Indians are already on the field. I really hated last week when we missed a couple Bearcat touchdowns because we went to commercials. These referees are setting the ball pretty quick.
Yeah, Jim Ned certainly doesn't run the pace that Bushland does.
Nope. I think the pace that Bushland had made the officials work a little quicker too. Their pace coming in and out of breaks was pretty quick. Jim Ned's going to have trips left, 1 receiver's right, and it's still Wishart and Yardley in the backfield. Snap. It's going to be a fake handoff looking to pass. So a slant route. Oh, got to wrap him up. That was number 16, it looked to be, with the catch, Hunter Wilson. And he was immediately contacted by the Bearcat defender, but the Bearcat defender threw his shoulder instead of wrapping him up, allowed him to get just enough for a first down.
Yeah, and that's the pass play they went to against Brock is a slant route anytime they needed 6-7 yards.
Well, they're going to say the same formation. This time they're going to hand it to Wishart in the middle, but he's going to bounce out to the right-hand side, and he has some space. 20, 10, 5, pushed him out. He did not get the pylon. They're going to mark him out at the 3. That's another big run there by Wishart. It's going to set him up first and goal inside the 5.
Avery Smith ran him out at the 3, but, man, Wishart, he's got it going tonight so far. We need to We need to get that guy in the backfield more often.
Yep, so a guard tackle pull situation. I think the play was designed to go to the left side, but they didn't get any movement on the left side, but the backside didn't scrape, which allowed a huge hole through the middle, which allowed Wishart to get out to the right side and break that inside the 5. Last time the Indians had the ball inside the 5, it took them 4 plays to score. So let's see if the Bearcat defense can hold and force a fourth down play. And they're going to go to Wishart here, and he's going to try to break a tackle. He can't get all the way in. He's going to get to the 1. He looked like he was about to stretch it out when the safety come over the top and didn't allow him to stretch it out. So it's going to be second and goal from the 1.
Yeah, again, looked like Avery Smith saved a touchdown.
And Jay Cox wrapped him up around the waist, and as Wishart was getting ready to extend, Avery Smith came over and didn't allow him to get that extension. So it's going to be second and goal from the 1. We need some Ryan Riney penetration again right here.
Absolutely.
2 backs in the backfield with Yardley, and this is going to go to Wishart again right up the middle. And
he's in.
A lot of a pile on the ground there, but just enough space for Wishart to squeeze through, and the Jim Ned Indians are going to go up 2 touchdowns here and try to stretch it to 14 with this PAT. Bearcat offense is going to have to get something going with Max Holler, get something going in the pass game. Ish, I think, needs a little bit of that Max Holler speed to have some room to really power run. They're keen on him real heavy right now. Let's let Max Holler loose on this next drive and get back on the board.
Yeah, this next drive is going to be key for the Bearcats to stay connected before halftime.
Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. 8:20 left in the Ernesto second quarter. Jim Ned Indians 21, Bearcats 7. We'll be back after this.
Located in Pilot Point, Texas, the Chandler family has been making custom cabinets for over 40 years. As a team, Chandler Cabinets is committed to designing and building the perfect cabinets for you. They will make the process comfortable and stress-free by personally guaranteeing a superior product built on the standard of superior craftsmanship and immaculate customer satisfaction. From concept to completion, perfect form and function. Chandler Cabinets is an award-winning company with a reputation for consistent innovation at the highest level of design. You can find more information on Chandler Cabinets at chandlercabinets.net or on their Facebook page, Chandler Cabinets. Chandler Cabinets, 40 years of excellence.
I'm co-captain Avery Brown of the Pilot Point varsity cheerleading team, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on pilotpointbearcats.com.
Let's go to John with the Chandler Cabinet scoring drive summary.
Yeah, Ryan, it was four plays, 50 yards, took a minute 10 off the clock. Another touchdown by Wishart.
So this is going to be another deep line drive kick fielded at the 14, coming right up the Jim Ned sideline to the 30. Spins out of the first tackle, 35. I see some laundry on the field, but it's not yellow.
No, it looks like a towel.
Yeah. Well, Bearcats going to get the ball on the Indian 37, or no, their own 37-yard line to start this drive here. Need to get Max Holler loose a little on this drive to give Ish Harris a little bit more space and get back on the board here this drive.
Yeah, we need a big answer by our Bearcats right here. You don't want to give the Indians the ball back again before half, being down 21-7, that's for sure.
Looking to the sideline here, 2 receivers right, and then we have Jay Cox and Ish Harris in the backfield with Max Holler. Motion right to left. Holler is going to let him cross, take the snap, and they're going to run it to the right side across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Looks like 3.5 yards on the carry. I'm sure that was Ish Harris on the carry.
Yeah, it was, and Ish is having to earn every yard. They're definitely game planned for him.
Well, he's strong, so he excels at that. And then later on in the game, we'll see how the Jim Ned Indian stamina is. Maybe he breaks some of these big. Under center here, 2 backs in the backfield standing next to each other. This is going to be a pitch play. Jay Cox looks like it's him. He's going to get it out to the 44.5, 45-yard line. It's going to set up a 3rd and 4. The line to gain will be the Bearcat 49-yard line here on this 3rd down.
Yeah, they continue to not respect our slot receiver, Ron. It's kind of confusing.
I'm positive that we're going to get a halftime adjustment on that and hope the Indians don't halftime adjust. Because, yeah, I mean, I'm sure the safety who's on that side who's looking over there is somewhat responsible, but he's not actually anywhere in the vicinity.
Yeah, now they've finally rolled one over.
Well, it's going to be a pass play. Max Holler's going to hit Jay Cox in the flat.
Come on,
45. Jay. He's going to get to the line of game plus more. Into the 40. Breaks a few tackles. Gets to the 40. inside the 40 to the 39. There's a flag that came out, way down the field there. Looks like it might be some sort of hold or block in the back on Avery Smith. But it's about 10 yards past the yard to gain. So I'm assuming if that's on the Bearcats, we're probably going to be looking at a 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2 here. If that's a Bearcat hold, that'd be our first advanced vet care penalty of the day. It is a block in the back on the Bearcats. If they mark off 10 yards from right there, then it's going to be about a 3rd and 5 because the penalty didn't occur where the flag was laying.
Yeah, it's a shame because.
Well, actually, they're just basically doing it over again. It's going to be 3rd and 4.
Okay. We had a good play design there, and Jay made it happen.
Yeah, Jay turned what should have only been 4 or 5 into about 15 or 20. But we're going to have to do it over again. So this is going to be at the 50 midfield, basically at the 50. So 4 yards to gain. Line to gain would be the. Oh no, they marked it. Line of gain would be the 49-yard line.
Got Aston and Avery down here at the near side.
Yep. They get a jump, free play. Max Holler is going to just air it out and intercept it to nobody. They blew the whistle dead. Well, on a free play, you got to take a shot to one of your guys.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to throw it up just to Jim Ned.
I mean, now that I think of it, I'm glad they stopped the play because technically what he did is intentional grounding.
Yeah.
So luckily they blew the play dead because if not, they're going to have offsetting penalties and we have 3rd and 4.
Yeah, it looked like he expected.
Maybe he heard the whistle. We're way up here in a box. I couldn't hear a whistle. Maybe he heard it.
Could be, but I thought he expected Aiden Cox to go deep on that, and he just didn't. He didn't continue the route.
Yeah, well, the Bearcats do get a first down out of it, that 1st and 10 at midfield at the 50. So they catch a break. First time this year we've got somebody else on that 3rd and 4 hard count. Looks like we're trying to get set up in the backfield. A little confusion here. Now we're set. Holler's going to take the snap, and he's going to fake the handoff. He's going to come out the left-hand side, and he's going to reverse field. Indians are his quickness got him back to the 50. The Indians are swarming.
They sure are.
6 minutes to go here in their Ernesto second quarter. Indians 21, Bearcats 7. This game's going quick. A lot of running. The running games for both teams has been what's mostly featured. I think the Indians have tried, but maybe 1 or 2 passes. The Bearcats only tried 1 or 2 passes. 2nd and 10 from midfield. Pistol formation. Max Holler is this is going to be a pass play. And we have a guy come across from our Aston Kirby, catches it. He's going to get down at about the 34-yard line of the Indians. That'll be enough for an Irish Real Estate first down. They're going to mark him at the 35 of the Indians, but nonetheless still enough for a first down. That's a deep crossing route there to Aston Kirby. Max Holler put it on him.
That was a very accurate throw. That's what we've been looking for from Max. He was kind of off last week. He was high on that pass earlier to Jay.
High left formation. It's going to be a pitch out left-hand side. This Harris catches it. He's going to cut it up, and he's going to get down to about the 32-yard line of the Indians. Not a whole lot of space there.
Yeah, they are certainly making Ish earn every yard so far tonight.
Yeah, 3 yards on the carry, so it'll be 2nd and 7. 5 minutes and counting on the Lower Bradley scoreboard check. Indians 21, Bearcats 7 with Bearcats driving. It's going to be shotgun formation. 2 men to Max Holler's right, and he's going to fake it, and he's going to run that way, bounce it, get across the 30, slips out of a tackle across the 25, that's enough for an Irish Real Estate first down at the Indian 24-yard line.
Showing that intelligent running right there, just being slippery and
that's right,
slipping through some tackles to get the first down.
Reminder everybody that we're on the chat here tonight, trying to shout out everybody. We got Chelsea Cobb listening from Golden, Colorado. Thanks for listening from Golden, Colorado.
Home of Coors.
Home of Coors. Good old Coors Light.
Colorado Kool-Aid.
I formation, drops back to pass. No, it's a draw play. Sheriff's going to get it, and he's just barely going to get a yard. A yard there on 1st and 10 is going to set up 2nd and 9 from the Indian 23-yard line.
Yeah, shout out to Jax Price. Says go Pilot Point. Absolutely. Lori Beggs, Paulo Chavez, Robert Smith, Shannon Slater. Got a lot of Bearcat fans listening in, Ryan. They want a touchdown.
So do I. We're going to roll out right, looking to pass. Max Holler looking downfield, doesn't find what he wants. He's going to scramble inside the 20 and down to about the 18-yard line of the Indians. So it's going to set up a third down inside the Point Bank red zone.
I like it. You know, it looked like he could have tried to force that into Avery or Aiden, but he just decided to tuck it and get 6 or 7 yards out of it.
Well, that he did. So the line to gain is going to be the Indian 14-yard line. So that's 4 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 4 here. 3:10 and counting in the Ernesto's second quarter. Bearcats are looking to answer before halftime, cut the lead to 1 possession. I formation, drop back to pass, roll out to Max Holler's left. Has a man, delivered right into the chest of Aiden Cox at the 9, and he could not bring it in. That was going to be more than enough for the first down. That was 3rd and 4, so that was a big drop there, causing a 4th and 4. I think that the coach's test probably after watching Hall kick it earlier, I'm sure if we need a big kick late, they'd go back to him. But right here, I think we're thinking 6.
Yeah, I think it looks like we're absolutely keeping the offense out there.
You know, it even is that much more emphasis on going for it when you drop a great play, and you're like, oh, it's just because we dropped the ball. Surely we can do it again. It's not always that easy, you know?
No, it's not. It may not be there this time around.
Yeah, so it's going to be 4th and 4. Big play for the Bearcats here. Some motion, and that's going to be jet sweep. And, yeah, I saw it. There's knocking it the first time. It's not going to matter. Bearcats had 2 men in motion, and only 1 got reset. So this advanced vet care penalty is going to be on the Bearcats for illegal motion, which I am positive will be declined, which means the Jim Ned Indians are going to have a Twin City turnover on downs here, with a chance to add on before halftime.
Yep, it's unfortunate. We just didn't convert on 3rd down when we had the opportunity.
Yep, that big drop there on the 3rd and 4 it hurts now, seeing the 4th down result. But bigger needs right here. The Bearcats need to make a stop here before halftime because, you know, we do get the ball coming out in the second half. So, you know, if we don't allow points before halftime and we come out, we start the second half with points where you got a 21-14 game.
We're right back in this thing.
It's a good game. Trips right for the Indians. Wishart in the backfield next to Yardley. Yardley's going to take the snap and hand off to Wishart up the middle. Wishart's going to drag a Bearcat right up to about the 21-yard line, so it's going to be 5 yards on first down.
That was 5 for 5. As Brock got a steady dose of that last week, and looks to be more of the same for us so far tonight.
And need big Ryan Riney with some more of that penetration that he had earlier on that third and 4. But it's going to be 2nd and 5 here for the Indians. No hurry, got 2:24 and counting. And they're nested in the second quarter. Shotgun formation. A couple of adjustments by Yardley. Now they're set, ready to run. 3 on the play clock. This is going to be a pass play. Just going to step up the pocket, some pressure.
All right.
Brought down with a sack from the Bearcats there. That looked to be Tristan Trubenbach. With the sack there, going to be a 3rd and 12 here. Bearcats are going to use their first timeout. We're thinking about getting a stop and getting points because, man, that's the best case scenario.
Absolutely.
You get a 3 and out here. You get the ball, you get points before half, then you tie the game coming up in the second half.
I did not expect a pass play for Jim Ned right there. I thought they were certainly just spreading out the Bearcats going 4 wide just so they can hand it to Wishart.
Well, it's one of those, I understand the logic both ways, right? For a team that's conservative, up 14, kind of back in their own area, passes not their strength. Let's just run the ball, see what happens. But, you know, name the game scoring points. So try to air it out right there, and the Bearcats just get really good pressure, and Tristan Trubenbach finishes it with a sack.
So Nordy's going to be happy because the Honey Badger is going to get a belly bump, Ryan's, because I just got word she scored a goal in her indoor soccer match. So good for my daughter.
Fantastic. I did see the video of that. It was impressive. 3rd and 12 here at their own 14-yard line. Indians are going to see what they want to do. They want to force Pilot Point to use the second timeout and run the ball and make a stop them, or they want to throw the ball. See what they want to do here. We'll find out on this play. Yardley, he's going to take the snap, and this is going to be a handoff to Wishart, who's going to try to get the edge. Max Holler, he's not going to outrun Max Holler to the edge. Max Holler gets the stop, brings him down at the 18-yard line. The Pilot Point Bearcats going to use their second uppercut granite timeout here. And Pilot Point's going to get, oh, you know what? I talked about it earlier. Special teams need to be special. Last year in this game, they had a bad snap. In their first punt, the snap was slow. It was high. You put a little pressure on the punter here.
It's a good spot to run a punt block.
Yep, so they got the ball spotted at the 18, so normally the punter stands 10 to 15 yards, so we're looking at the 8, probably with the snapper in the high school level, it's probably 12, 13 yards they're going to be marched back, not the full 15. So we'll see where the punter's heels are at. I see a deep snapper warming up over there. That was not the same snap velocity I saw in the first punt. They got a bit of a smaller kid in here snapping it, and I don't know if it's the same one, but the warm-up snap I just saw was pretty impressive.
Yeah, and on one of their extra points, Ish got good penetration up the middle, so they had a blocking issue.
Punter's
as well.
Punter's feet are on the 5-yard line. Doesn't look like we're really lined to rush the punt, so we're just going to want to play offense. We don't really come after it that hard. Low snap. It's punted. It's down the sideline, bounces, and it's going to cross midfield and go out at the Bearcat 47-yard line. So 1:37 left in Ernesto's Mexican second quarter. We're going to go to a quick commercial break and come back for the last drive of the first half.
Bott Family Dentistry, located at 1223 South Washington Street in Pilot Point, is the area's first choice in dental care. Dr. Bott offers a full range of dental services for the entire family. His state-of-the-art office, equipped with the most current dental technology, including digital radiographs, digital records, and intraoral camera utilization, allows him to provide the best treatment options available today. Call 940-686-2535 to schedule your appointment. That is Bott Family Dentistry, Pilot Point's first choice in dental care.
First play back is a trips right, swing pass out to Jay Cox, who catches it, makes the first Indian miss, and he's going to get up across midfield into Indian territory. Not the first down or out of bounds, so its clock is running. Ball spotted at the 48 of the Indians. The Bearcats are up on the line. Trips left. Everybody just barely got set. Max Haller looking to pass, and he throws it. Here's Aiden Cox, catches this one, 30. He gets tackled, spins out of it, and it's going to finally be brought down at the Indian 25-yard line. Great ball by Max Haller, but Max, as quarterback, you got to make sure everybody got set. We see a flag back here. We'll see what the call is. I was afraid of that. Number 32 for the Indians. I think it's on the Bearcats.
Yeah, they're marching back.
A hold on the Bearcat, an advanced vet care penalty, and that just negates a pretty big game, about 24 yards there, and it's going to put us in second and long here.
This is it's a little worrisome, Ryan. This is the same formula they used to beat Brock, really.
Well, we have trips left. We do have a player named Big Play Jay, and he gone Ish Harris.
That's right.
Max Haller's looking to pass. He's going to step up, and neither one of those players is going to be helpful on that because we didn't have enough time to throw it. So the Bearcats are going to use their third and final Uppercut Granite timeout with 51 seconds left. An interesting decision considering it's third and a mile.
Yeah. Third and halfway back to Pilot Point.
Yeah, it's about third and 18 here, really. Line to gain is going to be the Indian 43-yard line. It is currently spotted at the Bearcat 37.
Yeah, they've got third and 15 on the scoreboard, but if that's 5 yards, wow.
13-7, 20. So it's going to be third and 20. Well, we'll see what the Bearcats want to do. We have had a vertical passing game this year. Max Haller, something I have to. Good thing you don't have the stats in front of you either, so you can't stat check me. I only think Max Haller's thrown one interception this year. So I'm saying that to say, hey, I'm not trying to jinx this and go throw one here.
Right.
But Max is ultra conservative throwing the football, which has helped us not turn the ball over. But I've seen in this game so far, you have some guys running down the seam who aren't running wide open, but are running with some space. That if Max Haller rips that ball down the seam, we have a chance for some big plays here. And maybe that's something early in the game you keep in your back pocket because you don't want to turn it over. But, as the game progresses here, you can get a little bit more aggressive. There have been some openings here. I think there's openings. Trips left here for Max Haller, and he's going to look to pass that trip side. Oh, it's a screen play. It's set up. Ish Harris catches it. He picks up some blocking. The 50, spins down to the 45-yard line of the Indians, which is now going to set up a 4th and 2, which is fine. And we gotta go because the clock is running. We have no more timeouts.
Clock's down to 29 seconds.
4th and 2, but you get a first down here, you can do a bunch of different things, but you can't clock it here because it's 4th down. Everybody is set. Snap. Drop back to pass, plenty of time for Max Holler, and he lets this go right through the hands
Aiden Cox.
Again of Aiden Cox there. And that's going to end the drive. 17 seconds left. And it looked like Jim Ned's going to get either take a knee and go into half or have a few opportunities to make something happen because they do have some timeouts.
Yeah, unfortunate again. It went through Aiden Cox's hands on a big play. We got to make those to win.
Regional championships.
Yeah, win regional championships. They don't just hand them to you. You got to make the plays when they're presented to you.
Well, 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line for the Indians. That cannot be. Man comes on the field way late. Is that the right tackle? How does a right tackle not know he's supposed to be on the field?
He's a sophomore. It's number 55.
It's the 13th game of the year.
I know.
Dropping back to pass. Yardley looking down the field. He's going to sling it, and he has a man caught, spun out of it. And we do make the tackle, but here's the thing. They have their timeouts. They have a kicker who we know can kick it. He kicked a game winner last week. So 8 seconds left. The ball's at the Bearcat 15-yard line. This is just the worst thing that can happen before the half, besides a touchdown, is any sorts of points. Yardley wasn't pressured there, and he can really throw the ball, can he?
Yeah, he can.
Slung the rock there.
I knew he was much better than the last two quarterbacks we faced. He's very accurate.
How does the right tackle not know he's supposed to be on the field on offense?
I watched him. He still made his block, though.
That's unbelievable.
I know.
8 seconds left here in the Ernesto second quarter. The Bearcats are in a little bit of trouble, down 14. That's not too many points to make up for the Bearcats. But Jim Ned is threatening to add at least 3 more before the half. 8 seconds left. I think they have 2 of their timeouts left because this is the first one that I know they've used. So,
Yeah, it says they have. Yeah, they've got 2 on the scoreboard.
I've been looking at the other scoreboard, so yeah.
Yeah,
they have
here.
2.
They got the timeouts on the scoreboard.
I've been looking at the nice,
right.
fully digital one with
it doesn't
the
tell you on the nice
not
one.
the old one, which has better information on it.
Yeah, so they could, if they run a quick play here, they could have 2 plays here.
Well, I'm sure they're going to try to throw the ball here. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Wisher at the backfield, Yardley. Yardley is going to roll out left, and he's going to throw the ball in the flat, caught, but pushed out, and that just really gained him enough to make this an easy field goal attempt.
Chip shot.
So this is going to be a field goal attempt here for the Indians. They are on the field. It'll be from the left hash. I saw the kicker. He's pretty solid. He kicked a game winner last week. They're going to tee it up at the 12, which makes this a 22-yarder. And if the wind's going to affect it all, it's going left to right, which kind of helps with him being on the left hash.
How about we block this and return it?
Oh man, that would be
wow.
If momentum exists, that would be
we
the biggest thing.
We will get a belly bump if that happens.
Yeah. Well, here we go. For the 3-point snap, a little bit low, but it's held. It's up. It's put down. It's kicked. It's up, and it looks to be good.
Dadgummit.
At the end of the first half here at Tarleton Memorial Stadium in Stephenville, Jim Ned Indians 24, Bearcats 7. We'll come back on for the Hometown Pharmacy halftime show after this.
Hey Bearcat fans, living in North Texas, you know all about bad weather. When bad weather does strike, look no further than James Floyd's Custom Roofing and Construction. Custom Roofing and Construction has built their business off of quality work and customer referrals. Let their friendly and knowledgeable staff ensure the project runs smoothly from start to finish. You can visit Custom Roofing and Construction on their website, customroofingdallas.com, or give them a call at 214-274-8353.
I'm Letitia Sentio, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
I didn't make a ton of mistakes, but
Established in 2004, Ernesto's Fine Mexican Food has continued preserving its original home-style cooking and hospitable touch. Ernesto's family has roots in Mexico as well as Texas ties. Relying on those roots, Ernesto created his unique menu. Offering a variety of Tex-Mex favorites as well as Mexican specialties, Ernesto's won't let you down. So join them for home cooking, or as they say, Comida Cesar, in family-style service. Located at 10279 Farm Market 455 East, Suite 100, or at the corner of 455 and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. They look forward to seeing you, and go Bearcat.
Justice Creek Art Studio, located on the north side of the Pilot Point Square, is the newest way to let your creativity flow. The owner, Sheila, a teacher of 15 years, can help you and your family's imagination roam free. Justice Creek Art Studio offers both adult and kids classes, in-studio pottery painting, private events, and even art-to-go kits for when you're on the go. Coming from an amateur artist, Sheila made the experience fun and easy. Classes book quick, so run on over to www.justicecreekartstudio.net to find the class for you, or swing on into the studio and meet our favorite artist yourself.
Hi, I'm Chance Kirby, the broker at Irick Real Estate. For 68 years, Irick Real Estate has been serving Pilot Point and the North Central Texas area. At Irick Real Estate, we understand that each client has their own unique needs. That is why we have 8 realtors on staff to meet those needs. Be it buying or selling, residential, commercial, or farm and ranch, we have a realtor ready to work with you. Don't let just anyone handle the single largest investment that your family may ever make. Trust that process to a local office that knows the area and will handle your transaction ethically and responsibly. You can find Irick Real Estate at pilotpoint.com or feel free to call me directly at 940-300-6900. Irick Real Estate, serving the area since 1952. Russell Pelzel with Hometown Pharmacy has built a reputation on providing only excellent service and support to the Pilot Point community. You can depend on Hometown Pharmacy to deliver the best customer service along with a selection of quality healthcare products. When you use Hometown Pharmacy, you will work with a knowledgeable and understanding staff who will help you find the right products and solutions tailored to fit your lifestyle, as well as equipment that will integrate into your daily life. Contact Hometown Pharmacy at 940-686-0123. Since 1983, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency has been covering the insurance needs of Pilot Point. Regardless of what that need may be, they have you covered, offering homeowners, auto, life, farm and ranch, and commercial. Give them a call at 940-686-2692. That's Germania Insurance, the Scott Walker Insurance Agency, located just north of the town square at 211 Scott Lane in Pilot Point, Texas. Scott Walker Insurance Agency, always there to help.
This is Shannon Stafford with Whitney Delcourt of Irick Real Estate. Whitney Delcourt is my real estate professional for all my commercial land and real estate needs. Whitney always demonstrates the highest ethical, moral, and professional integrity. Whitney's impressive market knowledge, her hard-working customer-focused style, and Whitney's professional service makes Whitney Delcourt the best choice to be your real estate professional.
This is Whitney Delcourt with Irick Real Estate, and I approve this message. And you can find me at pilotpoint.com.
In 2014, Uppercut Granite was founded with the mission to provide the highest quality fabrication and installation services to home builders, homeowners, and commercial contractors in the DFW and southern Oklahoma areas. With more than 50 years of combined experience in the countertop fabrication industry, the partners of Uppercut Granite possess the skills and expertise necessary to complete even the most difficult projects. Visit Uppercut Granite Showroom at 1235 JC Lane in Pilot Point, Texas, or call 940-765-3525 to schedule an appointment. Go Bearcats!
For the best Mexican food experience, visit Uncle Beto's Mexican Restaurant on the corner of Liberty Street and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. Uncle Beto's offers the freshest and most authentic flavors that you can only find in the best Mexican cuisine. Dine in, or if you prefer curbside service, call Uncle Beto's at 940-686-0143 and order your food to go. Be sure to make Uncle Beto's a part of your game night routine either before the game or up until 10 p.m. on game night. Uncle Beto's is ready to serve all you hungry football fans. Uncle Beto's is a family-owned and operated business proudly supporting the Pilot Point Bearcats.
For 25 years, Gary and Tammy Rock, owners of Twin Cities South Trailer Sales, have been providing the equestrian community with high-quality products and services. As the nation's largest volume dealer for Sundowner and Featherlight trailers, Twin Cities South Trailer Sales supports the horse show world by providing award trailers to the APHC and NRHA. So if you're looking for a trailer, whether it's hauling your champion to the next horse show, hauling cattle to the sale, your prize vintage car to the car show, or just about anything you need to move, then give us a call or stop in our store located in Pilot Point, Texas.
Tritex Grass is DFW's first choice for landscapers, golf courses, sports venues, as well as residential and commercial clients by providing and installing high-quality turf grasses. Tritex stays on the cutting edge of technology and production in order to provide you with the best new grass varieties to suit the North Texas climate. With farms located throughout the state, Tritex offers multiple types of turf and grass to fit any need. Tritex Grass is the official grass provider for the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association. Call Tritex now at 888-221-0422 and determine the right turf grass for you. If you needed brain surgery, would you hire a part-time brain surgeon? No, you would not. The same philosophy holds true when hiring a realtor. Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate is a full-time realtor. Trent will treat your real estate transaction as it should be, the most important financial decision your family has ever made. Don't settle for a part-time realtor to do a full-time job. Call Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate today and hire a full-time real estate professional. That's Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate at 469-583-5072. Trent Trubenbach, the full-time realtor.
Connect your life to the world with Speed of Light broadband. In the age of information, the internet is no longer a convenience or luxury. It is an essential element of the human experience. The internet has changed the way we think about and interact with the world. At Speed of Light broadband, we unite communities to this universe of information through fixed, high-speed wireless broadband connections. Speed of Light broadband's internet service is faster and more reliable than DSL or satellite connections. Speed of Light broadband. We bring your home and your community into the digital future.
Pelzel Barbershop and Salon and Southern Junkies has been home of the Bearcats since 1973. Whether you are looking for a classic crew cut or the perfect game day outfit, we have you covered. We carry a few fan favorite brands including Hey Dude Shoes, Judy Blue Jeans, Z Supply Clothing, and Orleans Candle Company. Come check us out on the north side of the square in downtown Paula Point or online at www.southernjunkies.com, and that is junkies with a Z. And don't forget, go Bearcats!
Established in 2004, Ernesto's Fine Mexican Food has continued preserving its original homestyle cooking and hospitable touch. Ernesto's family has roots in Mexico as well as Texas ties. Relying on those roots, Ernesto created his unique menu. Offering a variety of Tex-Mex favorites as well as Mexican specialties, Ernesto's won't let you down. So join them for home cooking, or as they say, Comida Cesar, in family-style service. Located at 10279 Farm Market 455 East, Suite 100, or at the corner of 455 and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. They look forward to seeing you, and go Bearcat.
Hi, I'm Laura Bradley with Irick Real Estate here in Pilot Point. Growing up and living in this area my whole life allows me to have the expertise that is needed to better serve clients in this area. As a top producing agent with over 15 years of real estate experience, I believe in being a dedicated, hard-working realtor who strives to put clients first. It's about building relationships, not closing transactions. Feel free to call or text for all your real estate needs at 940-390-3911, or you can visit my website at southernlifeliving.com. When experience counts, call Laura, your local Irick Real Estate agent.
Enjoy that old-time country feel at the Martin General Store, located in downtown Pilot Point on the historic Pilot Point Square. The best way to describe the general store is it has a little bit of everything, from Circle E candles to specialty jams, dressings, sauces, home decor, kitchen decor, goat's milk soap, jewelry, a large assortment of old-time candy, nostalgic toys and books, pet toys and treats, greeting cards and gift wrap. She also serves cold drinks, and last but not least, Beth Marie's ice cream. That's Martin General Store, a little bit of everything.
Hey Bearcat fans, this is Coach Marsh. I know that whenever practice is over and I get home late, the first place I think of is Nick's Italian. You can go to Nick's Italian, or you can call it at 940-686-2520. You get great quality food at a great price, not to mention the friendly service that you receive from Nick and his staff. Next time you're hungry and you don't feel like dragging out all those pots and pans and trying to cook for a family of 6, call Nick's Italian, and they'll take care of you. Nick's has been family owned and operated since 2003. You can find the restaurant at 1340 South Highway 377 in Pilot Point, Texas. Support a veteran-owned business in Nick's Italian. Go Bearcats.
The Curtis and Holly Peacock family are proud supporters of Pilot Point ISD. The perseverance that our students have shown in these unprecedented times is a true reflection of what it means to be a Pilot Point Bearcat. The Peacocks want to wish all students in Pilot Point ISD a great 2021 school year and encourage them to continue to be an example to others. The Peacock family is always behind the Pilot Point Bearcats and Lady Cats. And remember, it is a great day to be a Pilot Point Bearcat.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Texas did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Texas. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association. This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Texas. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the
Established in 2004, Ernesto's Fine Mexican Food has continued preserving its original home-style cooking and hospitable touch. Ernesto's family has roots in Mexico as well as Texas ties. Relying on those roots, Ernesto created his unique menu. Offering a variety of Tex-Mex favorites as well as Mexican specialties, Ernesto's won't let you down. So join them for home cooking, or as they say, Comida Cesar, in family-style service. Located at 10279 Farm Market 455 East, Suite 100, or at the corner of 455 and Highway 377 in Pilot Point. They look forward to seeing you, and go Bearcat.
Hi, I'm Laura Bradley with Irick Real Estate here in Pilot Point. Growing up and living in this area my whole life allows me to have the expertise that is needed to better serve clients in this area. As a top producing agent with over 15 years of real estate experience, I believe in being a dedicated, hard-working realtor who strives to put clients first. It's about building relationships, not closing transactions. Feel free to call or text for all your real estate needs at 940-390-3911, or you can visit my website at southernlifeliving.com. When experience counts, call Laura, your local Irick Real Estate agent.
Enjoy that old-time country feel at the Martin General Store, located in downtown Pilot Point. on the historic Pilot Point Square. The best way to describe the general store is it has a little bit of everything, from Circle-y candles to specialty jams, dressings, sauces, home decor, kitchen decor, goat's milk soap, jewelry, a large assortment of old-time candy, nostalgic toys and books, pet toys and treats, greeting cards and gift wrap. She also serves cold drinks, and last but not least, Beth Marie's ice cream. That's Martin General Store, a little bit of everything.
And here we are with the Hometown Pharmacy halftime show. Halftime, it is Jim Ned Indians 24, Pilot Point 7. Pilot Point's going to get the ball to start the second half. And John, so as we've been saying in a lot of these games lately, the shoe's just been on the other foot. The rest of the game can kind of hinge on the first drive for each team in the second half. So generally the shoe's been on the other foot. So it's been the other team has been down, how they come out and respond. Now it's up to Pilot Point to respond. And champions are made from adversity, and this is adversity for the Bearcats, and they're going to have a chance to kind of show their mettle and see what they're made of and respond to some adversity.
Yeah, absolutely, Ron. And we've done a great job of making halftime adjustments all year long, certainly defensively. And, we touched on it in pregame. Jim Ned is, their big first half team. Scoring-wise, Pilot Point has done excellent in second halves. But to your point, that first drive coming out of after halftime is going to be so important to get 7 on the board, to get this thing back to 24-14. Otherwise, the clock is in Jim Ned's favor, and just like last week, they were up 16-0 over Brock. Now Brock stormed back, but took a lot of effort from Brock. Now I don't know if I touched on it, but Brock had a fake punt and also a flea flicker. The flea flicker went for a touchdown. They had a fake punt on 4th and 6, 4th and 7 in their own territory that they had to convert. But Brock did come storming back 16-all in that third quarter, before Jim Ned got a field goal in the fourth and eventually won it 19-16. So, I think that first drive is going to be absolutely critical. We got to get momentum back on our side. Got to get the score, connected, so it's back down to a 2-score game, and we'll be okay. I feel confident that they're in there making those defense adjustments like they have all year long.
Yep. So a couple key plays to hit on there that happened in the second quarter. Bearcats had a 3rd and 4, about a 15-yard pass that drills a receiver in the chest who can't bring in, leads to a 4th down that we can't convert. I have every reason to believe that if we get that first down, it's inside the Jim Ned 15. I think we punch that in for 6. Next drive, another 3rd down or 3rd or 4th down. Hit a streaking receiver in the chest again, can't bring that one in. And that, you can't tell. It was too early to tell if Bearcats were going to get points out of that. But if we can catch that, we convert a first down. And what I can tell you is Jim Ned wouldn't have got those 3 points before halftime. So it's kind of, 10 points right there that, a couple drops can cost you big at this time of the year.
Yeah, just 1 or 2 plays. You've got to make them. Championship, teams make those plays. And we're going to have to make them in the second half.
Yep, so some stats. Max Holler, 6 completions on 11 attempts for 71 yards with a touchdown. He also has 6 carries for 45 yards rushing. Ish is going to have 10 carries, 32 yards. Let's see some big half from him. Avery Smith had 1 jet sweep for 3 yards. Jay Cox had a 1 rush for 2 yards.
Rushing attempt, yeah.
Yeah, but Jay Cox through the air had 4 catches for 41 yards, including the touchdown. Ashton Kirby, catch, 12 yards. Ish Harris, 1 catch, 18-yard on the screen. And I know that screen play was on the 3rd and 20. He catches the screen, and, man, I thought that was going to be a big one.
Yeah, it looked like he got, 18?
He got 18 out of it. Needed 20 for the first down. And we ultimately did get the first down after that. Or, you know what? That was the 4th and 2 drop right after that. Yeah. So, but, man, when he caught that, I thought that was set up to get us maybe all the way down into the red zone, really get us some points before half.
I did too.
So, you're in a region championship here, fighting for an opportunity to go to the state semifinals. A drop here, a penalty there. That's the sort of thing that can cost you. But luckily, we play 4 quarters of football and not 2. and the Bearcats going to have a chance to make halftime adjustments. We've seen some things up here in our booth that we'd like to see the Bearcat offense. Hopefully, Coach Peacock, who's next to us, I'm sure he saw them the way, but maybe he knows something we don't. Maybe he knows when they do a certain thing with that, they roll a certain coverage. But there looks to be opportunity for the Bearcats. I'd love to see Max Holler get it loose here a few times in the second half. And along with, I think if that happens, the space opens up for Ish Harris to really, use his patient running style and break off some big ones. There's still a lot of football left to be played.
Absolutely is. This thing's not out of reach at all. Bearcats do have a solid offense that is capable of scoring a lot of points. We've got, we're so close to that 50-burger the last 2 weeks with 48 and 49 points. So we're capable of putting up quite a few points in the second half.
And in a hurry.
Yeah, we have to do it. And you don't want to be completely one-dimensional where we're having to throw every single down. So, again, that first drive is going to be key.
I'd like to see, because Jim Ned, right now it would take the best, the most points scored on Jim Ned all year to beat him, really. The most scoring points they've allowed is 27. Looking at how you get to certain different score amounts, really it'd be hard to get, it looks like it's going to take 27 if you shut him out. So we may be looking at 30-plus points in this game to try to put on Jim Ned to win this game. I'd like to see if the Bearcats offense really gets rolling here, how Jim Ned responds, because I said all that to circle back and say they don't have experience letting up a bunch of points.
No, they don't. And their defense, it looks stout in the first half, except, of course, you touched on it. There were some plays to be made out there. Bearcats just didn't make them in key moments.
Yeah.
But their defense is sound for sure.
You know what? Another time this time of year, you want to win these big games, you got to lean on your Hogs, and the Hogs have just been so good all year, and I wouldn't say they're being pushed around today. They're not getting pushed around in their backfield or anything, but I'd like to see come out in the second half, set the edge a little harder, get a little bit of movement up front. You are leading the way. As an offensive lineman, you are leading the way to a state championship, and I'd like to see those guys take control in the second half and try to make some of that happen.
Yeah, and Ryan, we're averaging 14.3 points in the third quarter, 10.7 points in the fourth quarter of games. Our scoring average is 37.3. So that's 25 points in the second half of ball game. So that's what we're going to need. We're going to need that and more.
Yeah. So I have a few team stats here. Only 6 first downs in the first half. We only had 2 penalties, but they're kind of costly. 82 yards on the ground, 64 yards in the air, which is about 146 yards of offense in the first half, which has got to be one of the lower outputs we've had this year. Even against Brock, we put up 21 first half points.
Right.
We've only had really 5 possessions, time of possession 13:52, so just under 14 minutes. Only ran 33 plays in offense. So Jim Ned wanting to control the clock, that's what they've done. So with that also being a factor, it kind of puts a little bit more pressure on you on offense, knowing that the team you're facing, that's kind of the game plan. And you've talked about how Jim Ned's not a second half team, especially when they have a lead. I don't necessarily think it's because they don't play well in the second half. I think it's because the game plan changes, and it becomes more of a let's run the clock, let's control the ball. The longer we have it, the less chances you have to score.
Sure.
So the Bearcats are going to have to try to get on the right side of that and get out here and get started early with the first drive of the second half, which leads us to the end of the Hometown Pharmacy halftime show here. So we're going to step away for a few more commercials, and on the other side we'll come back to the third quarter of the Region 1 championship game here, where the Jim Ned Indians lead the Pilot Point Bearcats 24-7.
Hi, I'm Greg Pelzel. Here at Pelzel Printing, we do custom embroidery, custom screen printing, and promotional product. You can reach Greg Pelzel at 940-453-5443. Go Bearcats.
I'm Miguel Prado, a student trainer for the Bearcats, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Point Bank is proud to support the Pilot Point Bearcats 2020 football season. Open your real free checking account with Point Bank and show your Bearcat pride with a Point Bank school logo debit card, custom designed with the Pilot Point High School logo on the front. Visit pointbank.com to know more. Point Bank, your neighbors love us. You will too. Member FDIC.
2020 has been a roller coaster of a year, but there's one thing I know that brings Pilot Point together better than anything, and that's Bearcat football and high school sports. Hi, I'm Realtor Travis Irick with Irick Real Estate. My family has lived in Pilot Point for over 100 years, so we know the area and love the community. If you have any real estate needs, please contact me or find me on Facebook. I look forward to working with you. Go Bearcats!
You needed brain surgery, would you? Hey Bearcat fans, this is Coach Marsh. I know that whenever practice is over and I get home late, the first place I think of is Nick's Italian. You can go to Nick's Italian or you can call it at 940-686-2520. You get great quality food at a great price, not to mention the friendly service that you receive from Nick and his staff. Next time you're hungry and you don't feel like dragging out all those pots and pans and trying to cook for a family of 6, call Nick's Italian and they'll take care of you. Nick's has been family owned and operated since 2003. You can find the restaurant at 1340 South Highway 377 in Pilot Point, Texas. Support a veteran owned business in Nick's Italian. Go Bearcats.
I'm number 12, Max Holler, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
The Curtis and Holly Peacock family are proud supporters of Pilot Point ISD. The perseverance that our students have shown in these unprecedented times is a true reflection of what it means to be a Pilot Point Bearcat. The Peacocks want to wish all students in Pilot Point ISD a great 2021 school year and encourage them to continue to be an example to others. The Peacock family is always behind the Pilot Point Bearcats and Lady Cats. And remember, it is a great day to be a Pilot Point Bearcat.
I'm senior varsity cheerleader Aspen McCord, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
We're back with the second half of Pilot Point Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com, brought to you by Speedlight Broadband. Pilot Point Bearcats are going to get the ball first here to start the second half, but before we do that, let's go over to John with the Travis Irick out-of-town scoreboard.
Yeah, Big 5-0. We got the Allen Eagles taking care of business 13-14 over Denton Braswell. It's at halftime. Gunner Tigers are crushing Eastland 47-7. 17 seconds left in the second quarter on that one. And then number 4, Windthorst is beating Munster 22-13. Come on, Hornets.
Circle back.
That's
is Denton Braswell beating Allen?
No. Allen's up 31-14.
Oh, you said 13-14.
I'm sorry.
Like,
31-14.
Yeah, I was like,
at halftime.
Okay.
Allen's taking care of business.
Much more sense. So the Bearcats in their one kickoff return, or no, they've had a few. They had a good kickoff return early. The last ones weren't that great. Kicks out of bounds. This one is going to be deep, and it's going to be fielded at the 9 with a chance for a Trent Truman Pilot Point kickoff return. Going to get to the 20-25, out to about the 27-28 yard line. And here comes the Bearcat offense with what could be the biggest drive of the season to this point. How you answer being in a region championship game down a few scores coming out in the second half. This will tell us everything we need to know.
Looks like there's a flag out there, Ryan.
Well,
that's
about
not
the
23-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they called a hold on the Bearcats on the kick return. That's an advanced vet care penalty. And it's going to mark us back. Going to make it, that much tougher for the Bearcats to really come out. This Indian defense is as advertised. There's nothing really special about them. They're not playing in our backfield. They're not really dominating. They're just hard to move. They get to the football, and they're
sound. They're just sound across the board. They cover well. They tackle well.
So first play of the second half, we have the stack down here, just like we've been calling. There's a safety over there, but he's so far from the line.
Still in the hash mark.
Yeah.
Our guys are on the numbers.
Yeah, he's playing really deep. So we saw it. They're doing the same thing, and this is going to be a pre-snap penalty and maybe a false start.
Man, it looked like Ish had a hole.
Yeah, well, I was thinking the same thing. I don't know if the hole was there because the defense stopped moving because the whistle or not.
It's hard to tell, but, man, that cutback, it looked like he saw it.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see if there's anything we can do here on this stack because I feel like
you could take advantage of it. Just one block, and you think you're
sling it out there. It's one block
out the gate.
Well, yeah, I mean, you sling it out there. It's one block, and then it's the safety has to one-on-one make a tackle, and I like a lot of our athletes' chances in that sort of scenario. So
they're daring us to do something.
Yeah, Bearcats got out of the stack formation here, but it's going to be 1st and 15 from their own 9-yard line. Confusion there. Play clock's late, and we're not a good start to the second half.
Oh, Lord.
No, that was going to be a delay game.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be a half a distance to the goal penalty. So this is going to be about a first and a lot from the 5 to 24 is the line to gain. So it's about 19 yards here. First and 19.
We look flustered to start this second half.
Well, we changed. You changed play call, so it's not like the first play. Oh, it was the same play call. How did this happen? No, you have a different play call. And now, there's 10 seconds on the play clock, and we're not set. Okay, here we go. 8, 7. Motion, snap, and it is going to be a fake handoff, and Max Haller's going to have nowhere to go. He's going to lose a couple yards. Not what we want to see with the first drive out. What could be the most important drive of the season to this point. It's not looked so good.
No, and Austin Martin, number 32, their linebacker was not falling for the jet sweep. He was reading Max all the way, and darn near had him for a safety.
Yep, well, trips left, ball's at our own 2-yard line. So we're just going in reverse here to start this drive with penalties.
Second and 22.
There's going to be a quarterback keep down the left side. Max Haller breaks it. Max Haller runs into about 4 Indians there at about the 15-yard line, lowers his head, gets another yard or 2. So, hey, that puts us in not an awful spot. It's going to be about 3rd and 7 here. So that was a good run there by the Bearcats. Puts us in 3rd and manageable. It's 3rd and longer than we want, but I'll take 3rd and 7 over the prospects of what could have been going into that play.
I'm thinking big play J here.
2 receivers right, along with a tight end to the right, 1 receiver left. Max Haller in the backfield. Takes a snap, it's low. He fields it, and he's throwing a go route, one-on-one.
Come on,
Aiden Cox goes up and catches it and comes down at midfield. Aiden Cox with 2 big drops in the first half. I hope he asked for a chance to redeem himself here in the second half, because on that 3rd and 7, it was one-on-one, deep ball, and oh no. There's a flag in a hand here. We're going to see what the call is.
Well, it looks like we're moving down the field.
Everybody's moving down the field.
So, roughing the
passer, so it's going to be an added 15 yards. Man, that play, Aiden Cox, 2 big drops in the first half, one-on-one. The ball was thrown in the air. Aiden Cox goes up, high points the ball, comes down with it, and then the 15-yard roughing the passer at the end of it. It's going to move the ball from deep in Bearcat territory all the way down to the Indian 36-yard line. That might be the spark that the Bearcats need.
I sure hope so.
This is going to be a handoff to Ish Harris. No, Max Haller's going to keep it and come out behind him, and he's going to get to the 30-yard line, which is about 6 yards on the first down carry. Max Haller running with a purpose right there. Man, Aiden Cox, what a play going up and getting that.
Amazing. 3 plays ago, we were on the 2-yard line, 2nd and 22. That was a nice response by the Bearcats.
All right, 2nd and 4 from the Indian 30-yard line. Haller takes a snap, and he's going to keep this one again. Come out the left side. Oh, man. Number 16 there sneaks through a block and is able to slow Max's progress. Only allows him to get 1 yard. Man, Max had some block in there. Everything looked good, and that's 16 for Jim Ned.
Yeah,
that's
Hunter Wilson, a senior outside linebacker, just grabbed him by the jersey.
He snuck through the block, man.
Yeah.
He came out of nowhere, but he slowed Max down. But it is going to be a 3rd and 3. The line to gain is the Indian 26-yard line.
Huge play right here in this ball game.
It's going to be a pistol formation. Ish Harris directly behind Max Haller. He's going to take the snap. It's going to be a play action. They have a man down the middle. Oh, man. Receiver stopped his route there is what it looks to me.
Preston Webb.
Man, oh, man. So first across, it was the first man running down the seam who was open. Max Haller saw the second man. Preston Webb looked like he slowed down on the route, which allowed the ball to be thrown out in front of him a little too far, which is going to cause a 4th and 4, 4th and 3 here. Ball at the Indian 29. The line to gain is the Indian 26-yard line.
Let's go, Bearcats. We got to make this play. Let's get back in this ball game.
The play clock is at 7 seconds. Just now getting set up here. Coach David knows that this is a big play call. It looked like we might have been able to get it off, but there was just so much confusion. Coach David knows that this is a big 4th down here, so he called the timeout. Uppercut Granite timeout.
He's showing a little emotion. He's not happy. He's usually calm, cool, and collected. But he's not happy on the sideline now. He's got all the boys talking, get the boys together and trying to figure this out.
You know, there's a difference between urgency and pressing, right?
Yeah.
So you don't want to see your team when they're down, lots of football to be played. You don't want to see them pressing, but you want to see some urgency.
Right.
I'd like to see the urgency from the offense pick up, because that's when you're moving with urgency, you're moving with purpose. When you're moving with purpose, you're going to put points on the board. I'd like to see us pick that urgency up a little bit more.
Yeah, and of course, execution is the name of the ball game. We got to execute. You know, we've had open receivers. We've, just haven't executed the play 100%. We're going to have to do it on this play.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th and 3 here. Max Holler with Ish Harris next to him. Motion right to left. Max Holler's going to take the snap. It's going to be the jet sweep reverse. Jay Cox gets it. He's going to have one man to beat. He does.
Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay.
Oh, no!
Ran into
he
his blocker.
ran into his own blocker and couldn't get the first down. Oh, no! There was one receiver out there blocking one corner, and the corner did a good job, pushed the blocker into Jay.
Wow. That was
the fact that we
big
got
stop.
it off. So at the point of the reverse,
yeah,
it didn't look good.
Once Jay cleared the backfield, we felt good about it.
I thought, because he had the block.
You thought Aiden had the block, but, man, that corner just shoved Aiden Cox back into Jay and completely stopped his momentum. Jay kind of caught himself and tried to make a second effort, but
all his momentum was stopped and allowed the rest of the defenders to get there.
Wow.
What an unfortunate break there for the Bearcats. Now they got to make some defensive stops here. Going to see a lot of Wishart, I'm sure.
See a lot of number 5.
Motion left to right, and it's going to come to 5 going to the left-hand side. He breaks the first tackle. It's going to be a race. Jay Cox is going to jump on his back and drag him down, but not until he gets inside the Bearcat 40.
Man, that kid's good. He's been averaging 154 yards a game on the ground. Xavier Wishart.
Well, it's going to put the Indians 1st and 10 at the Bearcat 37. So Bearcats are they're going to have to make stops. When this defense Jim Ned is playing, points are at a premium, and what you can't do is you can't keep digging your hole deeper, and that means the defense is going to have to stand tall and make a stop here.
Yeah, and you think you kind of know what they're doing. They're going to be pretty vanilla. It's going to be a steady dose of 5. There he is again.
Right back to him here to the other side, to the right side. He's going to break another tackle. He's going to get inside the 20, 15, and spun around, not even finished, not even tackled till he gets down inside the 10.
He's a beast.
I'm looking at the scoreboard and plotting time and plotting what's going on. I find the Bearcats have a tall task in front of them already. If they allow anything more than 3 points here, that task maybe is going to be a lot to ask.
Yeah.
If you keep them to a field goal, it's a 3-touchdown game. You can score 3 touchdowns, you can win this game. But if they score a touchdown and they move this lead to a 24-point game.
Yeah, you're running out of number of possessions.
Yep, that's
versus time.
Yep, that's a 3-possession game, and every time you got to convert the 2-point conversion. Quarterback's going to keep this out the backside, and he fumbles.
Fumble.
Ball's on the ground. Let's see what they're going to mark here.
We got it. If they mark him down, they're going to keep it, but we got the No, it looked like he came up. The quarterback came up with the football.
How the irony of that.
Wow.
John, you told me a stat not too long ago. They fumbled 7 times on the year, but they've only lost 1. That was number 8.
Yep.
But they were able to
They've only lost 1 fumble the entire season from the stats I saw, and they didn't lose that one.
That could have been
That would have been huge.
So it's going to be 2nd goal from the 6-yard line in the Point Bank red zone here. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left, Wishart and Yardley in the backfield, and I could, probably tell you where the ball's going. It's going to Wishart, and he's going to go between the tackles, and he's going to be tripped up as he crosses into the end zone for an Indian touchdown. And that just makes the task of trying to come back in this one that much tougher.
Xavier Wishart is having himself an evening.
He's a tough runner, man.
He really is.
I just watched the replay on the big video board here. There wasn't much of a gap. There was some congestion. There were some guys on the ground. He actually jumped over.
Yeah, they do a good job pulling their linemen, and they're blocking though. He had a sliver of a hole to run through there. He made the most of it.
Well, Hayden Humphreys teed up for the next time PAT. Snap, the hold, the kick,
Looks like we got a flag.
It's good, but there was whistles the whole time. Some sort of false start there on the Indians. Going to back him up 5. The kick that he just got off would have been good from 5 extra yards, but make him kick it again. You may block it. He may miss. He may miss it. A lot of things can happen.
Well, a lot of things have happened in this game. Not a lot of good for the Bearcats. So
Chandler
Captain scoring drive runs 4 plays, 71 yards, a minute 44 off the clock with another Wishart touchdown. He's scored every touchdown for these guys, hasn't he?
Kick return, a couple rushes. They scored 4?
Yeah,
I know he's got 3 of them.
I think he's got 3 in the kick return, right?
Well, this kick was a knuckleballer, low line drive. It's why you make him kick it again. But ultimately,
there's another flag.
And this is where it's the Bearcats that looks like they're starting to lose their cool a little potentially. There's a late flag. There were some Indians on the ground there. Kind of the way it shook up.
Jim Ned's walking off, so I think it's going to be on the Bearcats.
Yeah, well, we're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll come back on the other side and clean it up.
Hi, I'm Greg Pelzel. Here at Pelzel Printing, we do custom embroidery, custom screen printing, and promotional product. You can reach Greg Pelzel at 940-453-5443. Go Bearcats.
I'm Miguel Prado, student trainer for the Bearcats, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Point Bank is proud to support the Pilot.
And we're back here. 7:18 left in the third quarter. Jim Ned has extended their lead 31-7. And now it's official. You know, they hadn't allowed more than 27 points all year. And then just before this drive, 27 points would have got you a win if you didn't allow another touchdown. But Jim Ned, they put another one up on the board. It makes the task that much tougher on the Bearcats.
Yeah, it really does. It's like it's going to be nearly impossible if we don't get started here and get some points on the board with this drive.
Yeah, you know, you see teams in this position do funny things. I'd like to see what the Bearcats offense decides to do, because with just the history of our offense, all we need, we've had a few bad breaks, right? A drop on 3rd and long, a drop on 4th and 2, a receiver, a runner running into the back of his own receiver on a 4th down. Like, I had a few breaks that didn't go quite our way. But this offense is a quick score offense, so we don't really have to change who we are or what we do. We just have to get it rolling and make some stops on defense. But sometimes in these situations, you see offenses kind of change who they are.
Yeah, we just haven't got that big hitter tonight like we have the last 2 weeks, where Max is going for 75 or Ish is going for 45, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that flag happened to be on the Indians, so the 15 yards were assessed on the kickoff, and now we're trying to field it around the 30.
Come on,
Avery Smith does get to hurdle the man, but he's only going to get to about the 38-yard line. You know, that's a oblong shake football. When we've squibbed it, it's run right to the return man, and he's been able to field it on a clean hop. That ball hopped. Avery Smith was approaching it, and it took a real wonky hop on him that made it tough for him to get.
And Tracy Hendricks is listening from Amsterdam at 3:30 in the morning, and can't be pleased with this score.
No, not at all. But the Bearcats, I mean, it's not over. A lot of football to be played where it's quick score offense, trips left. Max Holler takes a snap, and he's going to look left. And, okay, there's got to be a flag that comes out.
That's illegal.
So there was a screen pass to the slot receiver, and he was hit before the ball got there. And, you know, the line judge is there trying to defend his case to the Pilot Point coaches.
Huh.
I don't.
Yeah, Coach Marsh is not happy about that.
I'm going to have to ask him what was the explanation he got, because I don't understand what it could have possibly been. It's not like it was a backward pass as a run. What was incomplete, and they marked it 2nd and 10, so it was a pass play. He hit him. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Max Holler's going to drop back to pass here. He's looking down the field. He has some time, but now he's starting to scramble. And he has a man. He delivers a strike for a first down across the 50. I think that's going to be Avery Smith out there. And that was a fastball from Max Holler.
Yeah, that was Avery.
To Avery Smith. Avery Smith fields it right between the 1 and the 5, and it's going to be an Irish Real Estate first down. Well, so we overcome the lack of the pass interference call on the first play. And the Bearcats got a first down. Now Max Holler's got to make sure everybody's set. We got to have some urgency here. Bearcats already on the line. Snap the ball, drop back to pass. Max Holler throws the ball. He squeezes one
right.
into Aiden Cox, who
Let's go,
catches
Aiden.
his 30. 9 steps outside, 20. Has a blocker.
Let's go,
10, 5. Aiden Cox with the Bearcat Pelzo printing touchdown. And this one is not over. That's what we're talking about. Quick play offense. 3 plays, and we're in the end zone. We took no time off the clock. We'll check it when we get the Chandler Cabinet score and drive summary. But there it is. And, I mentioned in the first half, Max wasn't attempting to try to sling balls into tight holes. He did right there.
Yeah.
Completion, touchdown.
Yeah, and Aiden did a good job of, after he caught that, he found the sideline and got up the sideline and in the end zone. It was a great run after catch.
Great jump cut there to get the outside. And I think he had Avery Smith out there blocking for him, leading the way, set the edge.
Exactly what we needed.
Nick's Italian PAT attempt, snap, hold. The kick is up, and it is through the uprights. 6:25 left in the third quarter. The Bearcats answer back. Indians 31, Bearcats 14. We'll go to a break.
Point Bank is proud to support the Pilot Point Bearcats 2020 football season. Open your real free checking account with Point Bank and show your Bearcat pride with a Point Bank school logo debit card, custom designed with the Pilot Point High School logo on the front. Visit pointbank.com to know more. Point Bank, your neighbors love us. You will too. Member FDIC.
I'm Claire Thompson, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
And we're back. So the Bearcats answer back in a big way with the Aiden Cox touchdown. And this is what I talked about, fast scoring drive.
Yeah, so that was a 3-play, 62 yards. It only took 45 seconds off the clock, and nice touchdown by Aiden Cox there for the Chandler Cabinet scoring drive. And I see Caleb Marsh is asking a good question, asking for recruiting information on Xavier Wishart. But I think this is, the first year he's been a kind of a feature back. He's just a junior. Last year was number 7, is what Coach Travis Marsh said.
Let's see what they do on the kickoff here.
And they're gonna into his own this year.
Yeah, onside. This is like an onside squib. This is going much better for the Bearcats. Number 2 there, Henderson, just has to fall on it at the 26. So we talked about the squib earlier. It doesn't make any sense to squib it when it's just rolling right to the return guy. They kicked that more like a really hard onside kick, and it did some crazy things there. And now the Bearcat defense has a chance to make some stops.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos out of the Jim Ned Indians just fielding that, so I agree with you. It was in a much better position the way we kicked that one.
So I'm going to talk about what just happened on offense. So we score through the passing game. If you can do that for another drive, your big play players in the run game get loosened up to make things happen. Jet motion, and this is going to be another handoff to Wishart right at the middle. And there's a big hole, and there's no one left. Wishart is going to take this one 73 yards to the house. And, kind of what we talked about a few.
We cannot tackle this kid.
Kind of what we talked about a few weeks ago when it came to us not wasting time late in the game. It doesn't matter how much time you don't waste if you keep putting points on the board. Well, one play, 73 yards, and whatever his 73-yard time is. That was the time of possession.
It's pretty quick.
Pretty easily Chandler Cabinet scoring drive summary right there. Indians are blowing this one open. This is an offensive output that they haven't had too much this year.
No.
Bearcats are going to have to find it within them to make something happen. Next Italian PAT attempt. Snap, hold, and the kick is up, and it is good. John, I'm more impressed every week that we've played, except take shallow water out because they didn't kick at all. When's the last time you've seen one of these teams miss an extra point?
I know.
I mean, this is high school. I remember
commonplace.
We played a homecoming game one year where we won 59-0, and everybody got on to me because I got to kick an extra point and I missed. Everybody told me I'm the reason we didn't score 60. We missed 5 extra points that game before I took my attempt. And I mean, I don't remember the last time any of these high school kids, whether Hoel or any of these other kids we're facing, or missed an extra point. It's automatic.
Oh, I know.
Have to be like the NFL. Gonna have to back it up.
Yeah, I had. My son was a pretty good soccer player in his elementary days, and I had him kicking extra points in 5th grade with these. We played at Cowboy Stadium, a little exhibition deal, and he kicked an extra point in Cowboy Stadium in 6th grade. So it's just cool. It's just cool to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. That's one thing I was telling my wife. I'm gonna make sure my kid is gonna try to lean towards kicking.
Yeah, and Brooke, my daughter's a high-level soccer player for a 10-year-old, and she saw that Vanderbilt played a female kicker last week, and she said, "Wait, I can play college football?" I said, "Absolutely, you can. If you can kick a 45-yard field goal." So it's pretty cool.
Well, let's tee up for the kickoff here. It's going to go all the way back. It's going to be fielded at the 15. Fielded cleanly. It's going to be returned to the middle of the field by Avery Smith. He's going to reverse. He's going to go all the way to the other sideline. He's going to get an edge. He's going to get across the 30, almost to the 35-yard line, about the 33. It's a lot of running to get to the 33.
Yeah, it really was. And he's only a couple of blocks away from taking it to the house. He's had some decent returns, but we just haven't gotten loose like Xavier Wishart has all day tonight.
Yeah, and make it look easy. So it's we're a quarter through the second half here, 6 minutes into the third quarter. Bearcats have been outscored here 14-7 in this half, but having the ball, have a chance to answer. We moved quick on the last drive, showed a little bit of urgency. Aiden Cox made a few big plays. So let's see how the Bearcats can keep it up. Max Hall's going to hand off to Ish Harris, who's going to have some space. Breaks the first tackle, and the referee helps bring him down there at about the 40-yard line.
He wasn't exactly getting out of the way of Ish, was he?
Well, which way? Where do you go? Where do you go? He helped finish the tackle, but not until Ish picked up about 8 yards on the carry. So it's going to be 2nd and 2 at the Bearcat 40-yard line. Haller's going to take the snap, and he's going to hand off to he's going to keep it, come out the backside, nowhere to go. He's losing a yard, slung down by the shoulder pads. Going to be a 4th, and they're only going to give him about a 1-yard loss on the play, which is generous, I think. I guess his forward progress was stopped, but it's going to set up a 3rd.
3rd and 3.
Yep, 3rd and 3 line to gain is going to be the 42-yard line of the Bearcats. Trips right. Max Haller takes the snap, drops straight back to pass, has some time, steps up, delivers a fastball. Man, he's slinging the ball good. That looks like Aston Kirby with another catch into Indian territory for an Irish Real Estate first down. 1st and 10 at the Indian 46-yard line.
Yeah, Aston had to kind of dive to make that catch. That was a nice play by him.
Man, I'm glad that as hard as Max has thrown these balls, geez Louise.
Looks like they're just playing zone coverage. You just got to find the holes.
Well, Max Haller pump fakes, decides he didn't want to throw it, so he's going to scramble. He's going to outrun the first man. Jump out to the 40, 35, makes another man miss, 30. Finally, a man brings him down, but not to the 27-yard line. This is a little bit of confidence, a little bit of swagger the offense is moving quick. But they all have to finish in touchdowns at this point. They all have to finish with touchdowns at this point.
You certainly do. I like the rhythm our offense is in.
Moving quick, trips right, pistol formation, snap, fake handoff, dropping back to pass. Screen play, and man snuffed it out, but Jay made a miss, and he's going to try to take his jersey off to tackle him, holding on. Colin Haynes there trying to pick up some blocks late, and they actually do. I was kind of joking when I said they were going to take Ish Harris's jersey off, and they actually Ish Harris has no jersey on. Coach Morris is they're going to have to take a JV kid's jersey off of him or something. Somebody else wearing 21 tonight?
I don't think so.
Nope, no. You got to have one of these JV kids wear 21.
Yeah, they got. Coach Marsh is doing a quick change. They've got another jersey down there.
Oh, they're giving him varsity jersey. What number is he going to be wearing now?
Let's see.
25? 35?
20 or 35.
There is an injury timeout. It's 35. There is an injury timeout. It takes a minute for the Jim Ned Indian to get up to his feet, which allowed Ish to get over and get a new jersey and didn't have to miss a play. You know what they should have done? If they wanted to channel a big comeback here, carried the old number 37 out. Put the old number 37 on it, let him channel some Jarman Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely. We could use some of that right now.
Well, that's pretty neat. One play, didn't miss a play, New Jersey. Yeah, but
in my day, that's Steve Custy. He's not going to get a lot of yards. Steve Custy was a linebacker.
Yeah, well, we didn't have a number 35. Man, maybe we should have prepared for this a little better. Carried 37 out. But it's going to be second and long. Max Haller drops straight back to pass. Has some time, and he's going to sling it down in miscommunication. And
picked.
Henderson had an opportunity to intercept it. Looked like Max Haller thought that Avery Smith was going to break out to the front pylon because that's where Max Haller tried to put it. and Avery ran an out route at about the 7. So miscommunication there is going to lead to about a third and 15. 3-5, third and 15 here. The line to gain is going to be the 17. Currently, they have it on their own on the Indian 32-yard line. Max Haller's going to roll out right. Some blocking. And he's going to overthrow somebody in the flat. Kind of some confusion. I can see why that receiver might not have thought the ball was coming to him because it kind of wasn't put on him.
Yeah.
He might have thought it was for somebody else, but it's going to be 3rd and 15 here, 4th and 15.
We're in a world of hurt right here.
We're in a no-man's zone here. You're too far to kick it. You're really too close to punt. Not to mention that you're down 24.
Yeah, you got to go for it, but 4th and 15 is tough to convert.
Well, let's see what they want to do with safety help over the top. You have height. Aiden Cox has already gone up and shown he can make a play. Trips right. The seam route has been open. We're going to see what they want to do here. If they want to empty backfield. Max Haller back to pass.
Give it
We're going to sling it over to Ish, and he's going to run. And there's a flag that come late in the Bearcat backfield.
Hopefully that's.
That's not a dead ball. That's not a dead ball flag because the play was still going. So the Bearcats did not get the first down. But that was not a dead ball foul because a dead ball foul might just mean that it's 15 yards negative when the Jim Ned Indians take the ball over. This happened during the play. Kind of looked like that there was some explanation being given from the referee to a Jim Ned player, like it might be on the Jim Ned player, which would really bail the Bearcats out.
Oh, totally.
Interesting play call on 4th and 15. They threw the ball
behind
the line for 2 yards.
Would have liked to see that earlier.
When I saw it go out to Ish, I thought, okay, this is a double pass.
Double pass, yeah, exactly.
But it wasn't. So they're going to get a call here. This is an advanced back care penalty.
Forward, so.
Oh, no.
On us?
Offsetting personal foul. So we should redo the...
Yeah. 4th down.
Yeah, we're going to get another chance. Well, thank goodness. Let's have another opportunity to convert here. I'd like to see a different strategy on this one.
Our play back in the day would have been the double pass. We would have thrown it to Matt Walker, and then Matt Walker would have thrown it to Chris Franklin for a touchdown.
How many 6'4" receivers did you have getting one-on-one? Because that's what Max Haller's going to sling this one-on-one. Avery Smith.
Did he catch it?
He was down with it. Touchdown. Unbelievable. Wow. That was double coverage. The ball was thrown. Avery Smith had to do a weird spin, and he comes down with it. But the Bearcats need to go for 2.
We're looking at Avery's reaction, and he wasn't even happy.
He didn't even celebrate.
Yeah, he wasn't even happy that he just scored a key touchdown there. And it looks like he's a little gimpy. Maybe that is why he didn't immediately celebrate.
So we're down 18, and we're sending the extra point team out. We should probably, I would imagine, we try to make this 16 points. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I guess we feel like there's going to be enough possessions.
Well, he keeps scoring quick. All right, snap.
We got to tackle number 5.
The kick is up, and it is good. So it's going to be a 17-point game now, 38-21 with 3:19 left in the third quarter. We're going to go to break.
Connect your life to the world with Speed of Light broadband. In the age of information, the internet is no longer a convenience or luxury. It is an essential element of the human experience. The internet has changed the way we think about and interact with the world. At Speed of Light Broadband, we unite communities to this universe of information through fixed, high-speed wireless broadband connections. Speed of Light Broadband's internet service is faster and more reliable than DSL or satellite connections. Speed of Light Broadband. We bring your home and your community into the digital future.
I'm Troy Tincher, number 2, and you are listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
And we're back outside of the Pilot Point touchdown to bring the deficit down to 38-21. Another chance to kick off here, see what we want to do, trying to keep the ball out of Wishart's hands.
Yeah, and the Chandler Cabinet scoring drive, Ryan, that was 8 plays, 68 yards, 2 minutes and 41 seconds off the clock, punctuated by basically a Hail Mary down this close side here to Avery Smith, and we got a second chance on 4th down because of those offsetting penalties.
Ganger, this is going to be kind of an onside kick. The up back fields it and is immediately tackled. But, hey, not a bad idea because now you get the ball at your own 45. And, honestly, he lets that go. There's kind of an no-man's land in between.
Right.
That could be a Bearcat ball.
Yeah, I just feel like we've got an onside kick every kick here on out.
Heady play there.
We haven't proven we can tackle number 5 tonight.
I can't tell the number. It was a 20 number, so the only 20 numbers on the roster that it could have been that I could tell it wasn't 21 or 20. So maybe Sergio Hernandez or Corey Rodriguez who made the pretty heady play.
Was that number 20?
It might have been
Rob. That was Rob Young. Yeah, the senior running back, defensive back. It was a heady play on his part.
So got to tackle Matt Wistert, and that's where the first ball goes to. It goes to Wistert and have a little trouble tackling him until he gets out to the 49-yard line of the Bearcats. So 6 yards on first down. Bearcat down in the backfield on the play. And with that, we're gonna go to a break while they get Alex Puga. Alex Puga's one. And we'll be back right after this.
Okay.
Salon and Southern Junkies has been home of the Bearcats since 1973. Whether you are looking for a classic crew cut or the perfect game day outfit, we have you covered. We carry a few fan favorite brands including Hey Dude Shoes, Judy Blue Jeans, Z Supply Clothing, and Orleans Candle Company. Come check us out on the north side of the square in downtown Paula Point or online at www.southernjunkies.com, and that is junkies with a Z. And don't forget, go Bearcats!
Hey Bearcat fans, it's varsity cheerleader Abby Walker and you're listening to Bearcat Football on pilotpointbearcats.com. Go Bearcats!
Alex Puga helped off the field, back ready to play. Bearcats 2nd 4. Wistert's just having his way, and really, honestly, I mean, he's doing well. But we talk about a lot of untouched touchdown runs where Max Holler's been untouched this year.
Yeah.
Some of these runs from Wistert. Now he's good, but some of these he's just not really getting touched.
Yeah, he's not an elusive guy. He's more of a power guy. He's definitely shown good speed, but let's give their offensive line some credit. They're creating some holes for this guy, and once he gets to second level, then he's putting in another gear.
Well, 2nd 4 here, pistol formation. Yardley's going to hand it to a stretch play to Wishart. They're going to get him the edge, and he's going to jump cut, get it to the 40. Now that was an impressive run down to the 36-yard line. And one thing I'm gonna look and see if they do it again here. The last time the offense didn't break the huddle till the play clock said 15. They are all standing there looking at it, and when the play clock said 15, that's when they all clapped and broke. But first down for Wishart and the Indians down to the 36-yard line of the Bearcats.
Yeah, and I imagine they'll bleed the clock for the rest of the game. They did control the time of possession against Brock last week.
Yeah, and so now not breaking the huddle until 12 seconds on the play clock. So, but this is their game. So Coach Marsh explained why the Bearcats don't do that a whole lot, but this is Jim Ned's game. So they're going to be a stretch play left. Force the Bearcats to stop him. Wishart breaks the first tackle, spins into a second. And we do bring him down, but not until about that 4 yards in the carry, so 2nd and 6. I'm going to go to Travis Irick out-of-town scoreboard.
Yeah, Ryan, Allen Eagles are winning 45-28 over Braswell. Gunner has extended their lead. They're up 54-7, 8 minutes left in the third quarter. And Windthorst is beating Munster 30-13 with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter there, so it's not looking good for my Munster Hornets.
2nd and 6 here for the Jim Ned Indians. Snap, just dived to Wishart, and he's going to make a few Bearcats miss. He's going to get the corner.
Bounced it outside.
And he actually just was more focused on staying in bounds, so he went down about a yard shy of the first down, which, at this rate, 4, 5, 6 yards a carry, 3rd and 1 is nothing, but it was a heady play, but it's going to force a 3rd down here. I'd blitz 11.
Oh, absolutely. Bring the house right here and stop 5 in the backfield.
Everybody's got number 5 in man coverage. Just run at him.
Yeah.
Because that's all that's happening
and
here.
If they throw a pass, throw a bomb, then kudos to them for the play call. But we got to stop 5.
And this time the quarterback pulls it, and he's going to get 3 yards for the first down. I bet you this play's going to Wishart.
Yeah, they're going to go back to
But this play that I referred to is going to happen in the Peacock family fourth quarter. At the end of the third quarter, Jim Ned 38, Pilot Point 21 with Jim Ned driving.
2020 has been a roller coaster of a year, but there's one thing I know that brings Pilot Point together better than anything, and that's Bearcat football and high school sports. Hi, I'm Realtor Travis Irick with Irick Real Estate. My family has lived in Pilot Point for over 100 years, so we know the area and love the community. If you have any real estate needs, please contact me or find me on Facebook. I look forward to working with you. Go Bearcats!
I'm Lisa Castorina, a student trainer for the Bearcats, and you're listening to Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
We'll see what the Bearcats have. They have one quarter to make something big happen here. They're down 17 points with Jim Ned driving with a first down. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot. It wouldn't be the craziest comeback in high school football history.
No, 17 points in 12 minutes. I mean, these Bearcats are capable. But, man, we just haven't shown the ability to stop the Jim Ned offense, which we're going to have to do a couple of times.
Number 5,
yeah.
Wisher. He's been the man.
Absolutely, yes. And you know, he showed his worth last week against Brock, but he didn't show this much. I mean, he's had a whale of a game today.
And they're going to give it to him on the stretch play to the right. And the Pilot Point Bearcats set the edge and hit him hard. Great first play of the fourth quarter by Jay Cox. And shocker for a minute. I saw 35 out there and kind of blanked. It's Ish Harris.
That's Ish Harris. Yeah, and that's what we got to do. We finally took it to him on that play. And I think if we would have done that a little bit more earlier in the first half, then he wouldn't be running with the confidence he's running with now, that's for sure.
For sure, he's still got plenty of juice left in the tank. A few more hits like that, we'll see. But it's going to be 2nd and 10, and this is going to be a rollout left pass play. Yardley in the flat, hits his man, brought down at about the 17-yard line. That's number 21, Carson Perez on the catch. It's not enough for a first down, so it's going to be a 3rd down here.
Kind of got away from what you would think they would do there, but then just a little rollout, a little out route. And this quarterback, he's accurate.
He likes that route. I could see it in the pregame. See it with the velocity he put on it there. He can really throw the ball. It's going to be 3rd and 3 here. The 15-yard line is the line to gain for the Indians. Snap. Handoff to Wishart at the middle, and he is not going to get to the 15. So it's going to be 4th and 1 here. And you could make it a 20-point game here if you're the Indians with a field goal, or you could, I'd put the points on the board just to put that much, more separation.
Yep. And Jay Cox and Jacob Dane, a nice tackle on Wishart there up the middle.
So the spot wasn't where I originally said. It's going to be 4th and 2 here.
Yeah, the scoreboard says 4th and 1, but it certainly looks like it's 4th and 2.
I don't see 10 in the game. He's the kicker, so it looks like they're going for it.
Oh, they had 12 men in the huddle. They just got a
penalty.
penalty.
Jim Ned has a penalty for 12 men in the huddle, which may change the thinking here. Let's see what they want to do. But makes 4th down just a little bit easier for the Bearcat defense. But at the end of the day, 7 yards has been getting chewed up quite a bit by Wishart. So we'll see what Jim Ned decides to do. A stop here, the Bearcats touchdown. That could make it a 10, 11-point game if you hold them to no points.
Yeah, it's the play of the game for sure right now. We gotta make it happen.
Well, they're going for it.
Gotta watch number 2. They like to go to number 2.
4th and 7, and they're going to roll out. It's going to be the out route again. Yardley not really nowhere to go. He's going to throw to the end zone, overthrown. Bearcats are going to get a 4th down stop. I'm not seeing any flags on the play. Bearcats get a Twin City turnover. And man, oh man, I just going to go back. We scored the last touchdown. We could have made it a 16-point game, which is a 2-possession game. And we didn't, so I'm just really hoping that we have 3 more possessions where we get 3 more stops. Because that could have turned to be a pivotal decision made. Yeah. So none of it would matter. If the Bearcats can get 3 more stops and 3 more touchdowns, then none of that matters. But Max Holler trips left. He's dropped back to pass.
Good pass blocking.
No, he's trying to escape some
breaks
pressure.
down
He
now.
just held it too long. He did get rid of it. That is
that
come on, refs. That was incomplete. The ball went. No way! Unbelievable.
We're gonna see the replay on this. They're calling it a fumble.
Goodness gracious! They're convening. Let's hope that they get this right because it was obviously an attempt. No way! Unbelievable. Obviously an attempt to throw the ball by Max Holler, and they're gonna. I mean, the ball went 7 yards forward. The ball went 7 yards forward.
I want to see a replay on this jumbotron, but I don't think we're going to get it.
The ball went 7 yards forward with Max Holler's arm going forward, and they called it a fumble. See, in the NFL game and the college game, when things are reviewable, you let a play like that go because you know you can go back and look at it. In high school football, you have to make the call. You have to get the call right the first time, and that was just very, very poor job of judgment there by the referees. First down for Jim Ned is going to be a run, and it's going to be about 4 yards.
Yeah, it wasn't completely obvious to me, but I know he was running away from where we're sitting, and he was in the grasp.
So the only way,
even if he underhand shovel passes it, it's incomplete. You know, I think that's kind of what it looked like. He was in the grasp there.
Yeah, no, he was in the grasp. Yeah, for sure, it wasn't a beautiful overhand delivery. It was, but the hand was clearly going forward, and the only thing that could, I mean, they could have called this forward progress down, but okay, it's a sack. It's not a fumble. What an unbelievable. You got to have the guts to blow the whistle and make the call in a situation like that. Like in the NFL and college, you can review that.
Yeah,
you can't review that
here. You can
here.
afford to let the play go.
You have to make the call on the field. Well, 3rd and 1 for the Indians here at the 13-yard line of the Bearcats. 8:47 and counting in the Peacock family 4th quarter. And 3rd and 1 here. They have a lot of people in the Jim Ned backfield. They have a fullback, a running back, an H-back, and the quarterback, and it's just going to be a Wishart power and breaking right through the line of scrimmage. Might have been Jacob Dane. I saw a 7. I'm trying to see from up here who that might have been. Yeah, it looked like.
Yeah, it's Jacob Dane, 47.
Yeah, got right through, tackle for loss, going to force a 4th down. Another 4th down. The line to gain is going to be the 12. It's going to be marked at the 15, so it's going to be 4th and 3 here.
Another big play in this game.
Could be another 4th down stop here for the Bearcats deep in their own territory. And they jumped. I don't think they crossed.
Going deep.
The end zone, and number 2 goes up and gets the catch. So it wasn't a free play because they didn't throw the flag, but number 2, Henderson, goes up one-on-one, and he makes the catch and comes down with a touchdown. So that's going to extend the Indian lead.
Yeah, that might be the nail in the coffin.
Just what an awful break. I mean, don't get me wrong. This game has in no way, shape, or form been decided by the referees. So this hasn't been a poorly officiated game. They've done a fine job out there today. I just thought that call was pretty clear from where I was sitting, and kind of took your opportunity to had some momentum, a touchdown, a stop, and kind of take that away from us. And but. Give the Indians credit. They come out. They forced it. They made, they put it on the referees to make a call or no call, and that's that. So 7:50 left in the Peacock family 4th quarter. Jim Ned 45, Bearcats 21. We'll be back after this.
If you needed brain surgery, would you hire a part-time brain surgeon? No, you would not. The same philosophy holds true when hiring a realtor. Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate is a full-time realtor. Trent will treat your real estate transaction as it should be. The most important financial decision your family has ever made. Don't settle for a part-time realtor to do a full-time job. Call Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate today and hire a full-time real estate professional. That's Trent Trubenbach with Scribner Real Estate at 469-583-5072. Trent Trubenbach, the full-time realtor.
I'm Pilot Point Cross Country, Edwin Rodriguez, and you're listening to Bearcats Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Getting ready for the Southern Junkie kickoff. Jay Cox and Avery Smith back deep for the Southern Junkie kickoff for a chance at a Trent Trudenbach kickoff return. 7:50 and counting, and it's just getting tougher here for the Bearcats. And they're approaching the kick, and this is going to be kicked deep, and it's going to be fielded at the 22 on the run by Avery Smith. Avery Smith's going to try to find a seam. He gets up to the 40, steps out of a few tackles, cuts inside. He's running tough.
Come on, Avery.
He's going to fight his way all the way up to the 50-yard line before he's tackled out of bounds. Great tough return there by Avery Smith. Avery Smith's been kind of like the fourth man in this offense this year, so our fourth or fifth man. He's quietly put together a really good season, caught himself a good amount of touchdowns, been kind of dangerous there out of the slot this year.
Had the trifecta last week with interceptions.
Yeah.
You know? And
not to mention, I wasn't even talking about his defensive contributions, but
the Boyd game's the one I remember. Man, he really stood out in that Boyd game. He had a heck of a game.
Yeah. Empty formation, Max Holler back to pass. He's going to roll out right. He has a man there at the 40. Caught Aiden Cox, 35-30. Gets down inside the 30, inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. Plenty of time back there to throw the ball. Rolls out, bought himself more time, found an open Aiden Cox. Jim Ned is just sitting back playing his zone, making sure that they don't, doing their best to not allow the Bearcats to get any big chunk play deep. But it's going to be 1st and 10 at the Indian 23-yard line. Max Holler takes a snap, looking to pass, and he's just going to throw a deep ball to Avery Smith in the end zone. And Avery Smith, who made the unbelievable touchdown catch in the other end zone in the third quarter, that was just over the outstretched reach.
Yeah.
Yep. A good thrown ball there. Late breaking safety come over the top. The corner was in coverage, and Avery Smith found just enough of a little hole to make that, close play. 2nd and 10 here. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Max Holler drops back to pass. He's looking, he steps up, and that's depth. Come on. There we go. Advanced vet care penalty. Aston Kirby draws the defensive pass interference there, trying to run that deep cross that they've got a few times so far today. And the defender got there really early.
You mean that was not on Aston?
Well, they haven't actually made it official yet. Yeah, you bring that up, for all we know. He drew this one. He
wow.
didn't,
I was about to say, if they call offensive pass interference, then I'm done. I'm done for tonight. I was waiting for the back judge to throw a 35-yard flag.
Yeah.
I wanted to see you get really excited.
Man, that last time we were here, that referee knew he was on a big-time college football field, decided he's going to show off. There might be a few scouts here watching this.
Might get called up to D1.
That's right.
Here at Tarleton.
Empty formation. Max Holler drops back to pass. He's going to throw it into the flats.
Get in there, Jay.
Yeah, Jay Cox is going to try to make his way inside the 10. And we're deep inside the Point Bank red zone. It's going to be 2nd and about 3 from the 7-yard line. Just a little swing pass out to Jay Cox out there in the slant in the slot. Catches it, had some room to work, and was able to get down inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I want to see a big play, Jay, touchdown here.
Max Holler rolls out right, and he throws this one, and that's going to be a touchdown catch. And that looks like it's Avery Smith again. So I talked about Avery coming out on this drive, how he's been that sneaky guy that nobody game plans for, nobody talks about. But man, that's another touchdown catch for him. He's probably had 5, 6, 7 of those this year.
Yeah, he's made key plays throughout the year.
And we're going to kick it again, try to make it 45-28, which would still be a 3-possession game with 6:26 in the fourth quarter. A bit of a slow snap, but Aston Kirby did his part, put it down on the tee, and Howell Ganser gets it up and gets it in. Nick's Italian PAT is good. Jim Ned 45, Pilot Point 28. We're going to go to a break.
Tritex Grass is DFW's first choice for landscapers, golf courses, sports venues, as well as residential and commercial clients by providing and installing high-quality turf grasses. Tritex stays on the cutting edge of technology and production in order to provide you with the best new grass varieties to suit the North Texas climate. With farms located throughout the state, Tritex offers multiple types of turf and grass to fit any need. Tritex Grass is the official grass provider for the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association. Call Tritex now at 888-221-0422 and determine the right turf grass for you.
Hi, I'm Allie Ortowski, a varsity cheerleader at Pilot Point High School, and you're listening to the Bearcat Football on PilotPointBearcats.com.
And here we are, 6:26 in the Peacock family fourth quarter. I'm imagining we're going to see some sort of trickery here on the kick. I mean, Jim Ned's expecting it. I'm expecting it. But we'll see what happens here. So, kind of, onside kicks are hard to get these days. What I'd look is when you put a hand teams out, there's lots of open grass that if your kicker's good, maybe you can put a little duck up there and have it die somewhere where your coverage team can go get it. But this kind of looks like it's teed up to go deep. So this is interesting. And it is onside kicked, and it is fielded cleanly at the 50 by Jim Ned. Great job by the Jim Ned Indian. Yeah, it did. That was number 15 that looked to be who fielded it. Keaton Sands.
I'm seeing a lot of these. I've been watching a lot of Allen Eagle games, 6A football, and they go out there with 2 kickers every time, one on each side.
Mm-hmm.
So they keep you guessing the entire time. It's kind of a unique approach. It's like they can always kick it left or right or onside or whatever. They just got 2 guys lined up.
You mean they don't all run at the football?
No, and then reset.
No, they don't do that.
They certainly don't go off sides and then reset like we saw
out,
Bowie or whoever that was doing that.
Yep, trips left, hand off up the middle though. It's going to bounce out left side. This doesn't look like Wishart. It looks like, oh no, it's Wishart.
Yeah, it is Wishart.
Yeah, I felt like this guy's a little taller and leaner, but Wishart, he's a man of many talents. Running the football well. He's had a heck of a day.
He sure has. We'll see what those final stats are on him, but I imagine he's well over 200 yards.
Yeah, and you really do. So take what he's done today. Name another Indian that's really done anything of note today.
I know. It's just that kick return, I think, was just huge. It was just gave him all the confidence in the world, and then he's been a different runner ever since. I mean, I knew he was solid, but he's got some serious confidence in this game.
Another handoff. This is going to bounce out the right. Oh, Aiden Cox is going to get him, and he's going to get some help to bring him down for a big loss. Going to force a 3rd and 10 there. New man getting the carry. That's number 24. Sergio Hernandez on the carry. But it's going to be 3rd and 10 right at about midfield. Lower Bradley scoreboard check, 5 minutes, 10 seconds, and counting in the Peacock family fourth quarter. Indians 45, Bearcats 28, which is 17 points, 3 possessions. It's going to be, this time of game, it's not likely to happen for us. Yardley takes a snap. He's going to drop back to pass on 3rd and 10. Pressure throws a bullet down the seam, but overthrows his man. Going to be 4th and 10 from midfield. Let's see what the Indians want to do. Kind of whatever they want to do here. They could go for it. They could punt. They have, and they are going to send the punt team out and pin the Bearcats offense deep. Bearcat offense has been more successful. They have officially put up more points than anybody else this year has on the Jim Ned Indians, but it's increasingly more likely that even that will not be enough. But we'll see what they do with this next offensive drive before we make anything official. Kirby and TK back. Aston and TK, and this kick is deep. It's a good kick. Bounces, takes a Pilot Point bounce back at the 23, gets back to about the 24-yard line. Bearcats going to get the ball 76 yards from another touchdown.
Yep.
Another touchdown to make this a 10-point game.
Aston really wanted to return that, but the kick was so high and the coverage was so good, it almost hit the cover guy. Aston had no chance to really receive that punt.
Well, the Bearcats are going to empty out the backfield. So we have Aston Kirby, Jay Cox, Avery Smith to the right. And we have, looks like Ish Harris one-on-one on the bottom. Aiden Cox and tight end. And it's going to be a pump fake. And then we're going to have some, oh no. Max, so it's going to be a pump fake. So we got him with the jet sweep, or we got him with the screen pass earlier, or the swing pass. We faked the swing pass, and Avery Smith actually snuck out and had some space. And as Max Holler was going to deliver it, he got blindsided from behind, and the ball's put on the ground, and the Indians recover. And that's going to be it for the Bearcats offense on that one. The Indians are going to take over on the Bearcat 26-yard line.
And almost everything continues to go Jim Ned's way.
Well, when you upset the number one team in the state last week in the Brock Eagles, You start developing a confidence, and I said before the game, it can be the type of confidence that propels you all the way to a state championship, or it can be the type of offense or the confidence that really leads to an emotional letdown the next week, and this has absolutely not been an emotional letdown for the Indians. They have played a solid effort on both sides of the ball tonight, and what's going to lead to a Region 1 championship, it looks like.
Yeah, and I think I touched on it. I watched that Brock game, and at the end of the game, I was hoping to see them celebrate like they just won the Super Bowl, because that's what Bushland did when they beat Wall in double overtime, and it proved that they kind of used all their emotional tank up, and then the Bearcats took care of Bushland pretty easily. But Jim Ned still got a lot of football left in him, and it appears.
Yep. Well, this is wrapping up another. I mean, you don't win the state championship more often than you do, right? So this is wrapped up another really successful season for the Bearcats this year. Last year they made the Region 1 championship game. This year they've made the Region 1 championship game. So when you're playing into December, back-to-back years, that's something to be proud of. A lot of these guys on varsity were on varsity last year, had this experience. And, there's really, looking at the program, looking at how many guys like Alex Puga, Diego Alejos, Ish Harris is only a junior. There's a lot of guys, a lot of talent coming back. There is nothing to make you think that we can't be playing into December next year as well. And as this continues to happen year in and year out, it starts becoming expected. They start building a program. People start, success breeds success.
Yeah, and there's been 2 games, Clyde and Bushland, where we've got quite a few JV players some playing time. It's just good experience. And sometimes you're lucky enough to get maybe that first round in the playoffs, but to get it twice has been amazing. And Alex Puga and some of these guys have
Lejos,
they've put in some quality snaps.
Yeah, roll out. Yardley's going to throw this ball, and it's going to be an incomplete pass, though. But, you look at the roster next year coming back. Aston Kirby is a sophomore this year, got lots and lots of playing time. Ish Harris, he's coming back. You got a lot of guys on this roster that are coming back, paired with a lot of these younger guys that had successful JV seasons and had, got some playing time on the varsity level in the playoffs. This isn't the end of an era. This is just, going to be something that I think is going to be expected from this program like it used to be year in and year out.
Yeah, we used to wear around the shirt in the early 90s, said we don't rebuild, we reload.
Yep.
And we're getting to that point. They fumbled again.
Yeah,
and,
so
and
Yardley,
recovered it.
Yardley carries it out the left side on kind of a QB read. He keeps it, and he puts the ball on the ground again, but kind of like John hinted at, he got back on it and had to fight for it. There is an advanced vet care penalty back. I'm imagining it might be a hold on the Indians. But, wrapping up a season like this, I've talked about who the Bearcats might have coming back next year, but you know what? In a season like this and a night like this, it's nice to give, we need to give credit to the senior class who's really, none of this is possible without these guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, you want to go down the list now?
Yeah, let's go down the list.
Let's do it. So, Troy Tincher, he wore number 2 early in the season and switched to 56, kind of switched it up on us. But, man, he's been solid on defense all year long. Jay Cox, of course, big play Jay, one of my favorite players, number 5. He does whatever's asked of him. He moved to middle linebacker these last couple of games and just balled out. And 15 tackles a game, made huge plays on offense. Ubaldo Nandine, number 6, wide receiver, defensive back, senior. We'll let this play go here.
It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Wishart still getting carries, nowhere to go. Another flag comes out. A lot of Indians on the ground. I wonder if it's going to be another hold here, but it was already third and 15, and then they lost some yards there, or they at the very best got back to the line of scrimmage. I would decline it and force the 4th down. Yeah, it's a hold.
Declined.
Yeah, they're gonna decline the penalty, I believe, and make it just 4th and 15 here.
So to continue on those seniors, Ryan, number 10, Edwin Rodriguez is a senior, and he had a big pick 6, right? Was that against Paradise?
He did have an interception return for a touchdown this year.
Yeah, that was a very exciting play. I remember that.
Set a tone. I think it was early in the game, too.
Yeah, and it led to a blowout against Paradise, and I guess Paradise was much better than we thought. They lost to Jim Ned 21-18.
It's a weird thing.
It's just a game of matchups, you know, and momentum. We got Dorian Soroka, who's number 11. His season was cut short by injury, but, man, when he was in there, he showed us something. We liked him from the very first game this year.
Sticking his nose in,
ran the ball hard and played great at middle linebacker. Of course, Maximus Aurelius, Max Haller, number 12, our senior quarterback, defensive back, did a great job stepping in for the loss of graduation for Jacob Pitts. And, you know, Max, with only like one game experience of quarterback coming in this season, did a great job. Just big play after big play last couple weeks. So he's going to be sorely missed. Number 14, Tristan Trubenbach, running back linebacker, is a senior, and man,
lots of good tackles.
Oh man, he's been on some great tackles defensively.
And Yardley back to pass on 4th and long. He's going to sling it down the seam, and it's going to be intercepted by Avery Smith. Avery Smith's going to try to return it. He's going to get brought down at about the 19-yard line. That's a Twin City interception. Avery Smith hasn't quit on this game, that's for sure.
No.
Senior, he's playing his last game tonight, and man, he can be proud of the way he played tonight.
Yeah, he was the next one on my list, and that's he's self-proclaimed #no-fly zone after his trifecta of interceptions last week. So he continued with another one tonight just now. So like you said, and he's just made great plays offensively, sneaky good as the 4th receiver. Ryan Stewart, number 23, he's got some good carries and tackles this year. Danny Coyote, number 24, the kicker. Jacob Dane, 47. He's had a nice game tonight. Just been really solid on that defensive line.
Aiden Cox catches a kind of a slant route type going, and that went for big yardage out to the 30-yard line. So from the 15 to the 30, about 15 yards there. Strike delivered by Max Haller.
A couple of linemen, Marcel Hernandez, number 50. Jose Sanchez, number 52. Big Caleb Holloway, number 68, is a senior.
Max Haller sails it deep downfield to Aston Kirby. Aston Kirby, I guess, was under a different route combination there. Max Haller just no needing big play, sailed it deep, no man there, incomplete.
Yeah, so a couple of big linemen that are graduating. Caleb Holloway, number 68. Colin Haynes, 72. Jacob Scott, 77. And Mario Lepisco, number 79. So, you know, Caleb, Colin, and Jacob have been stalwarts on the offensive line all year.
Ball floated up there. Max Haller hit as he threw it, intercepted, and Bearcats make the tackle there at their own 39-yard line. This time of game, just trying to get big plays. You need lots of points. Sailed it up. Ball floated on him, and it was intercepted by the Indians, who are going to take the ball back. 2:18 left here in the Peacock family 4th quarter, and it was a great season being part of the broadcast team. I know we learned a lot. I feel like production-wise, we got way better as the season progressed, and as you know, talking to Chance Kirby, who helps make all this possible. Lots of discussion is going to be had at the end of the season here, and I feel like this broadcast is just going to take a next step next year to continue to bring all you guys Bearcat football here on PilotPointBearcats.com.
Yeah, and hats off to Roger Marsh, our sound engineer over here, who did a great job of building a little area up in the press box at Massey Stadium.
We're not always in a Division I college press box booth here. So all the things that we've had to endure this year, that nothing phases Roger, man. We've been sitting outside in the stands, and we had to be on a roof. We thought we were going to have to be on a different roof one week.
Yep.
We've been just in the random stands next to the press box before. You know, week 1 we were stuffed in that. In Massey, in
box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, man, and they always make it work. And yeah, we have our own little studio set up at the Massey Stadium in the press box now. We've learned a lot this year, but we're excited to continue this on in the future and bringing it. And none of this is possible without our sponsors, but none of that's possible without you fans listening. I know COVID was a trying year, so I know as the years continue, probably going to get more fan engagement back at games, but just always know that you can listen to us at the games, you know. There's a bit of a delay, but you can listen to us at the games. You can always, if you can't make it out to a long road trip, we're going to be there. We're going to broadcast. And it's just going to get better and better with, some more pre-produced stuff, maybe some more segments throughout the game, just to bring more value to you guys so you're not just listening to me get too excited.
Yeah, and Chance does a good job of trying to broadcast as many things as possible. I think he's probably going to broadcast basketball games whenever possible. So, just subscribe to that YouTube channel, PilotPointBearcats.com, and put the little alert button there so you'll be alerted anytime they go live with any of the events.
There will be a Bearcat media empire one day with Coach Marsh paired up with him too. They always got the minds together, what they can do, different sports, and we broadcast a middle school football game this year, just on video wise.
Yeah.
Well, the play clock has more time on it than the game clock, so that is going to be it from Tarleton Memorial Stadium and the 2020 Pilot Point Bearcat season. What a season it was! This is only. Pilot Point's only made it to the semifinals, which is the next round, 8 times in school history.
Right.
So you can only add a few more times onto that as a team has been here, and these seniors have done this twice. And this playing into December is absolutely nothing to be ashamed of.
Not at all. It was a great season from these Bearcats, and like you said, I'm glad we got it in. With COVID and pandemic, you never know what's going to get taken away from you. And they didn't miss any games, and these seniors didn't miss their moments. And I just hope that Jay Cox and a couple of these guys, if they want the opportunity to go on and play at the next level, I certainly hope they get it. I've been a big fan of Jay Cox. I hope there's some colleges out there that's going to offer him. I saw 4 or 5 of the Brock guys after their last game. They just got offers from Angelo State and some of these local places. So I hope the Bearcats are able to do the same for their seniors that want to go on and continue to play.
Yep. Well, you have something you want to read real quick about?
Yeah, Ron, I saw something on social media I just wanted to read, and it kind of summed up. It's hard to put in words what football means to these kids. And so let me just read it out real quick. If you've never played football, you could never truly understand what it means to put those shoulder pads and helmets on for the very last time. Football can never be duplicated, never. Most people, even parents, don't really understand what it means when a senior football player his season ends. They don't understand the true finality of it. For 95% of these kids, you can play baseball and softball and rec leagues forever. You can always play a game of pickup basketball. You can play golf and tennis as much as you want when you get older. You can run track and even enter 5Ks or marathons until you die. But most high school football players will never, ever put on a helmet and play the same game again. You can go from being totally and completely immersed in a game you love to be totally and completely shut out from it. That is incredibly difficult. Football is not a lifetime sport, but high school football is a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
That couldn't be, that's exactly the truth, and it is an odd thing about, you play in baseball. You can always play a pickup baseball game.
Right.
You can always play all those sports you can always play.
Yep.
You don't put the helmet on again unless you're just being goofy wearing your old high school helmet around the house.
Exactly.
Which I'm not going to act like I haven't worn it once or twice. But you never get to strap these pads on and play again. And,
yeah.
And it's just.
I just read that and I thought, that really sums it up. It's really difficult to explain to people that never played high school football, especially in Texas, what it means to a young man. So.
And it's what you go through together, and a lot of people don't understand, especially when you're playing these teams like you're this good and you're playing like this. You're not just spending Monday through Friday together. You're not just spending, August through December together. You're spending so many moments together outside of not just playing on Friday nights,
Yeah.
And it's a bond that you just don't understand unless you played it. I wrote about it in my blog series. I've mentioned it many times about there are 30 members on that varsity football team that we won state with, and it's every time I see any one of those guys, and I've seen it here on the chat. The chat's real active, and every week it's one of your buddies on here saying hello, and it's one of your teammates, and you can just hear in your voice, them well.
Yeah.
You're keeping up with the family, you know what they're doing. Even if you're not seeing them all the time, you still have that bond. You still care about them. That's what you go through here on a football team, and you never have It's really hard to find a bond like that, and
absolutely,
it's special.
Yeah, and these guys are gonna be friends. Like you said, it's heck, I graduated almost 30 years ago, and I've met several of my teammates just on trips to these games, and just to eat lunch with them and catch up with them, and then they've come to the game to still support the Bearcats.
Yeah, well, this is kind of our version. We didn't take a break, but this is kind of our version of the post-game show, the Twin City post-game show. Ending up a Bearcat 2020 season with a 45-28 loss in the Region 1 Finals. It was a heck of a season. There were times this season where you looked at this team and you're just like, man, I don't know if this team can get across. I don't know what this team is capable of. They can't seem to put it together here. They can't seem to put it together there. You have the Whitesboro game. But about that Boyd week, this team put it together, and they just became a force to be reckoned with. And to get to the Region 1 final to, end of December, it's just a testament to how far this team has come this year, and what an exciting ride it was.
Yeah, and that Boyd game was special. That last game at home for the seniors at Massey, man, they really turned it on, and that just drummed Boyd, boat raced them, and then the shower water game sticks out to me. That was real fun, and at that stadium in Breckenridge, a little quaint stadium. That was an exciting game.
Yeah. And so we're going to go to some team stats. Final Bearcat game of the 2020 season. Max Haller finishes with 193 yards through the air on 15 completions. He did throw for 4 touchdowns today. All the Bearcat touchdowns were passing touchdowns today. Avery Smith caught 2 of them, 3 catches, 55 yards, 2 touchdowns, including the super acrobatic catch down here that
ridiculous.
On the 4th and long.
Didn't even celebrate.
Yeah, I think he was a little shaken up because watching him get to the other side of the field, he kind of hobbled. But man, touchdowns will cure a lot of ailments. Jay Cox, 5 catches, 48 yards. Aiden Cox, 4 catches, $128. Both the Cox brothers have touchdowns. Aston Kirby, 2 catches, 27 yards. Ish, 2 catches, 13 yards. Running wise, Max, 12 for 83. Ish, 11 for 40. A few other Bearcats with carries, 3 yards and 2 yards for Avery Smith and Jay Cox. 13 first downs. We only had 5 penalties, 40 yards. Some of those were important. Some of them were really non-consequential. 128 yards to the air, 264 on the ground for a total of 392. It was a long night for the Bearcats. Tough matchup. Jim Ned comes out on top. Jim Ned's had a great year, and they're going to go play the winner of Malakoff or the Art Briles coach Mount Vernon team. That'll be next week. Those 2 teams play tomorrow. And other than that, that's all I have for the game. I want to thank you guys for season 1 with us, inaugural season. And sticking through some of the technical difficulties from the beginning to the end, but just know that we're going to spend the off season here, at least the football off season, as the Bearcats are going to be building their football team. We're going to be building up our broadcast a little more, and come next year, we're going to have a lot to offer you guys. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for listening tonight and all season. Thanks to Pilot Point ISD, PilotPointBearcats.com. Thanks to Jim Ned ISD. Thanks to Tarleton State University, all the fans on the chat, Chance Kirby, Travis Marsh, our statistician Buzz Menard, production assistant Molly Holloway, sound engineer Roger Marsh, our title sponsor Speed of Light Broadband, all the rest of our sponsors. And for a final time for the 2020 season from Ryan Menard and John Little, thank you guys and good night.
Go Bearcats.